YouTube fam, Team Life or Death already jumping in here. I decided to come on and just kind of give some updates because I do not believe that I have gone live since the new year. So I hope everybody's had a really, really enjoyable New Year celebration, and I'm wishing each and every last one of y'all a positive and successful and fruitful 2022. This is going to be a great year, a great year. Can you guys hear me? I'm assuming so. I've got everything set up. Hit a one. Yeah, I think you guys can probably hear me. Patrice is with the team Life or Death. It's so funny how Life or Death is taking over. So it's really kept me from, yeah, thanks, Vaughn. Vaughn the Great. In fact, let me acknowledge the chat really quick. Vaughn the Great is in the house. OG Patrice is in the house. We have a few other people who are in here with us. They haven't actually typed anything just yet, but always welcome. Always, always, always glad to have you. Ashley Jackson, yes, in the house. Team Life or Death is filling up the place. And I'm just so blessed to even be in this position to work with each and every one of you. You all are bringing some talent to this thing, and we are about to do something. We're about to do something. I wanted to jump on and kind of give some updates for everybody. I don't plan to be on here live for too long. Unless you guys want to jump in, then we can talk. Let me just put the invite link in here because it's not like I have to be anywhere or anything right now. I will just drop that if anybody wants to jump up while I'm sort of giving everybody the info. Then that's the StreamYard link. You're welcome to come up. So the first thing I want to do is just kind of reiterate that our first episode for Life or Death is January the 29th. That's a Saturday at 6 p.m. And you know how crazy hyped we all are about it. Just moving some of this stuff over here. We hyped. We hyped because there's a lot that this story is going to do. We part of the reason why I'm personally doing this is to really reach out and impact people, and I have to say I am very excited. So as the cast know, and probably the people who are coming in, I've been editing, and so I've been putting deciding on the illustrations and animating them in some very interesting ways. I'm adding the Foley, I'm adding the sound, so I've been working on that, getting that stuff where it needs to be. And it's looking pretty good, guys. It's looking pretty good. And I think that especially the opening, we're gonna get some attention. We will have people's attention after the opening. I will say that. I just actually finished, probably will end up being, so it's my latest draft, but it might end up being the final draft of the opening. It's a very snappy, very quick opening, but it is attention grabbing. And I'm actually going to send it over to the maestro, Frank Cleveland, sometime this evening, so that he can go in and work his magic. So that's part of what I've been doing, just staying busy with that. Let's see who else popped in here. Okay, no, I thought I saw someone. Another update. So, that is our first episode, which is the 29th at 8 p.m. So definitely spread the word, get people to, let me see if I can find I will post up here. This is the Life or Death YouTube channel. And I'm sure our mods will be able to paste that as well. Y'all, yeah. I think Vaughn is probably already going to post the uh, Life or Death YouTube channel link. So definitely be sure to if anyone here who hasn't yet, definitely go subscribe and check it out. Um, we will, just putting it out there for our actors. I'm going to send you all the script for episode 1 on or before January the 14th. All right. And the whole purpose of that is so that we can have a table read. I want to have a table read pretty early. More than likely, the table read will be on the 18th. And then we want to have it on the evening. And I've sort of put the word out. I do believe that generally speaking, in the evening is going to be good. I think the latest a couple of the actors can go might be 8 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So I'm going to try to do it earlier than that so we can all get everybody in. And I believe we got OG Patrice. I'm going to go ahead and pull you in. OG Patrice, how you doing?
I'm good. Happy New Year, Frank Gooden. How are
Thank
you?
I've been grinding. I have been grinding. So not only is it this, and I don't mind. First of all, I'm not complaining. I love doing this stuff, but I'm keeping busy. I'm of course working on this. I have 5 classes that I'm teaching this semester, and classes begin next week for us. That's single camera production, multi-camera production, advanced production, digital video editing, and narrative production. And so I've been, prepping, doing what I need to do so I can hit the ground running with my classes. And in addition to that, I'm working on 2 projects. I'm editing actually 2 kind of speculative projects for a local organization here called My Village Project, which is a really great nonprofit organization that basically they work with local organizations to do really good things for our youth. And they're mostly focused on the Black community. They do things for really the entire community, but they're focused on the Black community. And they got 2 projects that I shot in December with them. And so I'm editing.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Congratulations. You a busy man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what I've been doing. But you know how it is on these channels. We need to. I haven't been posting here on the main channel,
Hmm.
and I don't want it to. I don't want cobwebs to do too much collecting here. So I figured I'd just kind of come on here, do a short live, and get people to come in, and ask any questions or anything.
Right. And I'm glad you mentioned the dates because I was wondering when the scripts were going to go out and then the table reads as well. So yeah, thank you
Mhm.
for clearing that up. Yeah.
Yes, and we're not going to talk too much about it here live between you and I, but we've had our meeting, and
Yes.
we've had, and I told you a little bit of what's coming, and
Yes, sir.
Patrice knows a little bit about what's happening with this opening scene, and it is very dynamic, and
Mm.
that's the scene that I've cut, and I'm going to be working with Patrice on a small aspect of that. And I'll reach out to you, Patrice, so we can cover, the stuff that we talked about even before we get the main script for the full episode.
Yes. Okay. I'm
Hmm.
ready. I'm ready to go. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
brother Von the Great, how you living?
Hey, I am good, man. I am blessed. Wow, I'm even more excited. I just
I
can't wait.
I know,
You
right?
know,
Yeah, it's
I
just getting
know you.
closer.
Yeah, you just popped on, and I was like, wait, what's going on? What's going on?
I
You
know.
know,
I never do
and
that.
so yeah, and so now I'm just like, yeah, I'm even more geeked up now. Because
Yeah,
of some of the things that you've already said, and I know you've been at work. I know you've been, really
grinding.
grinding and doing that craft, man. And
Hmm. Yeah,
hey,
it
man,
takes a lot.
that's
Yeah.
your gift. That's your gift.
It's about to
I
get
just can't
real.
wait to
It's
see.
about to
Yeah,
get real.
it's about to get real.
It really is. And Patrice knows what I'm talking. It's
I
about.
do.
And I can't wait because you all are special. Like every single one of y'all are really specially positioned with the stuff that you guys are doing. And there's going to be some really I keep using the word interesting because I'm trying not to give anything away, but some powerful things are coming. And that's part of the reason why I'm jumping on. For me is, number one, I can't let too long before I jump on the main channel and do something. But I'm kind of letting it out a little bit. I'm getting excited as I'm seeing it come together. When you're creating and you have your vision, you always see things in your mind's eye. But then when the reality unfolds in front of you as you're crafting, then you really get an eye on to what you're doing, you know and I'm seeing it, and I'm like, man, let me just jump on here and let everybody know that the progress is being made, and that I'm feeling the progress that we're making.
Well, I tell you, I'm very excited. I see it starting to unfold and come to fruition when you start seeing the emails and everything, the dates and like this and that. It's like, okay, like it's like Vaughn, I'm telling you, homeboy, it's about to get real. So get
Yeah,
ready, strap up, put your
yeah,
seatbelt on, because you're about to
I'm
go on a
telling you.
ride.
Yeah, and I believe that I'm ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking very much forward to doing this.
You
I'm
are.
always I'm always so excited for like new actors and actresses coming on board for the first time that's never done this. Like I'm so excited for them, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
like they are getting ready to see what it's all about. Like being a part of something like this is so phenomenal, and being able to work with other people in the cast and have someone of Frank's stature to to be this director and kind of just guiding us through this thing. Vaughn, I'm telling you, it's really gonna be a blast. The first time I did it, I listen, I was bitten. The bug bit me. It was it, and I was like, I this is what I want to do.
Vaughn, what you think about that? Because that's that as a new person, and you're not completely a stranger to performing. By the way, this may be your first time doing something like this, but you're used to being up in front of people, with your singing, right?
Yes, yes,
So
I am. Yes, I
mm,
am.
so it's not this isn't completely new territory, but are you feeling any of the jitterbugs as it gets a little closer, or are you just ready to dive
Well, wow, I don't know. I guess it's just like when you stand up and you sing it, there's a nervousness, but then once you get into it,
in? Mm-hmm.
it's like you're in it, you know. So I kind of expect it to be the same way,
Mm-hmm.
possibly, I hope.
It's well, just I just and I keep holding things kind of close to the vest because I want you all to have an authentic experience. I'm trying not to do a lot of talking and preparing you ahead of time, so that you can just live it. Since we're really focusing on going live, you know what I'm saying. So all I can
Well, I
say is
know that
that.
yeah,
Mhm, go ahead.
I know that there's going to be a lot of effort involved in it. And, I'm just willing to do whatever it takes, and
Hmm.
I'm just a firm believer, whenever there's something that you have a desire to do, if you genuinely apply yourself,
Hmm.
you get better outcomes,
Hmm.
so whatever it takes, if I have to rehearse extra or read the lines, like Patrice said, she didn't mind reading lines with people, and,
Hmm.
whatever it takes to do to prepare for it.
Hmm.
That's kind of, hey, I'm willing to do all of that.
Hmm. And we know, I already know. I'm going to give a shout to some of the people coming in too. Big Bad Bull, I just want to shout you out. Thank you for popping in and joining us as we kind of share our excitement with what's coming on the 29th. Then we got the Getty Radio Show. Bruh, if I'm not mistaken, I know you do shows on Sunday, and you wanted me to come on one Sunday, and I just got nose to the ground, so I haven't been able to do it yet. But I want to put this out there for you and really for anybody. I'm open to doing streams where I can just, if you guys want to invite me on and just pop on and talk really about anything, it could be about this or anything else, then the invitation is open, absolutely. And I'll just try to come on as much as I can. Um, Candid and what's happening? Thank you for popping in as well. Uh, we're just here kind of kicking it, talking about what's coming up. And speaking of people who can kind of come in and kick it with us, we got Uncle Stu in the house.
Yes,
Congratulations. I haven't got a
sir.
chance to tell you in person yet. Congratulations on
Right.
reaching the 1,000 subscriber milestone.
Thank you.
You're
Uncle
grinding, you're
Stu.
earning
Now,
it. And I
now,
remember when it was, and it's just going to be even higher and higher. But, I just remember, kind of telling you along with a few other people, all you got to do is just keep doing what you're doing, and that growth is going to come. So
yeah. So
congratulations.
now we're just working on what they call watch hours, and now I'm not only just working on watch hours, but really trying to elevate the video game, if you could say that. And this almost has nothing to do with the part. It's how do I think in the mind of an Emmy Award winning Frank Gooden? And when I say that, it becomes serious. Like, how do I put together a real 10-minute video that has the quality production of movie quality? That's when you take, film, storytelling, education to a whole nother level, as well as still being able to deal with the environment that you have to deal with, and navigate and elevate the game and the conversation. So it becomes very serious.
You are
You know,
100%.
being
I'm
able,
with you on that. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I mean, being able to work with you and I don't think everybody understands the ability to say, hey, I get to feed off almost 30 years of OG Patrice's knowledge and entertainment and try to soak this in 30 years of experience and try to soak it in 3, 4, 5 months. That's that's bigger than a bachelor's degree.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then be able to soak in all of your knowledge in a
Mhm.
short period of time. I
Mhm.
mean, that's like getting a master's degree.
I hear
And
you.
then to say, I'm getting all this knowledge and wisdom and understanding for free,
Right.
or all it costs me is, 10 minutes of putting somebody on my platform to get, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this and run because I don't know where it's gonna lead me. So, like they say, when God presents to you that fruit, everybody
Mhm.
thinks Garden of Eden, but I think of just that fruit, that
Mhm.
gem. He
Mhm.
says, okay, I'm gonna put this gem here for you. What you gonna do with it?
Mhm.
Gonna throw it away? What you gonna do with it?
That's right. 100%. And that part of it too leads into another thing. It's a couple things you just said I want to kind of piggyback on, and anybody else can too as well. Number one, I do, I'm a follower of Christ. And I believe that God gave us all, as a follower, gave us all sort of our gifts and our talents. And we are commanded to do some specific things as it relates to Christ. But then there's some other things, when it's all said and done, I believe in my heart, and I believe this is biblical. God is gonna ask me, I gave you this talent. What did you do with it? What did you do with your
Exactly.
talent?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so I'm gonna be accountable.
yeah.
And we know Christ gave a parable himself about
That's right.
what you do with your talent and whether or not you do something with it or whether you bury
Exactly.
And
I
did it help?
remember
And did it
me
help others?
it,
Did
and
it
did it
help
help
others?
others?
exactly.
That's the word. That's where it counts at.
Mm,
Yeah.
Me and Uncle Stu had this conversation a while back. I don't know if you remember Uncle Stu,
Yeah.
mhm,
but we were talking about the talents, and that parable that Frank is speaking about, and I can remember growing up reading that parable, and I never understood. I said, well, why would he take the talent from the person that only had one? It seemed like he would have took one from the persons who had 10, you know, but it was because you took that one talent you had and you hid it.
and you buried it.
You didn't cause it to grow. You didn't allow it to flourish.
Mhm,
So, when you get more mature, you understand what the meanings of these scriptures are. But
mhm,
I
mhm.
get you, Frank. I get you wholeheartedly on that one, man. And
So
your gift is going to make room for you, definitely.
Amen. I mean, I certainly hope so. Right now, I'm just being obedient and stepping out, boldly with what I feel I should be doing. And just like, and the other thing that you mentioned that I want to follow up on, Uncle Stu, is the second part. This I've had the requests and I've heard it from several people, hey, we have people who want to do, these similar things, learn a little bit more about just what it takes to create videos,
Mhm.
and then from an introductory or beginner level, and
Mhm.
then, take it on. And so what I'm going to
Mhm.
do with this channel, as soon as we get kicked off proper with what we're doing on Life or Death, is on this main channel, I'm going to do more of those videos, that what we're talking about, the um, you know going into the aspects of creating videos and then telling stories, and the technical side of it, of what we're doing, so that we can continue to grow and, in my way, give back to the community in this way, for supporting me across the board. So it's going to be all aspects, whether or not it's the fundamental basic video production of doing something like live streams, or adding to live streams, or doing some of the things that these other creative producers are doing on YouTube. Or, so if it's something along the lines of what I'm doing, we're now, creating an actual creative project where you're writing a fictional work and producing it. And so what does that involve? All of those aspects, and working with actors. I want to open all that up, and let this be sort of a portal for those kind of conversations and as much learning as possible.
I would
Uh,
give you a suggestion because I can tell you where I am, and I believe that anybody that takes there's two types of YouTubers in theory.
mhm,
Ones that just wants a whole lot of chaos, but the ones who actually want to do real production. And I
mhm,
and I don't want to sound racial. If I go to the white side, you can find content creators that actually teaches you film production,
mhm,
but I can't find that on the quote black side.
mhm.
And I don't want to make it racial, but
Right.
I
It's a
don't.
few too. And I could point you to a few. It's a few of us out here
Okay.
that are doing it. Mhm.
Yeah, do that
Yeah.
because I'll show you where I get stuck. Okay, what's the difference between main feature, the L cut, J
Mhm.
cut? Told you I do some
Ah,
real research.
look
You
at
feel?
look at Stu.
Look
Oh,
at our
even
cousin
He's
research
talking
Stu.
about with
sometimes
L
I learn
cuts
on
and J cut.
Go ahead, Pastor Stu, Pastor Stu.
You got me on that one. My boy bringing up basic fundamental editing techniques. I like
Right.
that. Go ahead. Keep going.
You know how to create. How to get a camera and create my own transition.
Mhm,
How to take two cameras and basically just do something with just two cameras.
mhm,
How do you do that?
mhm.
But then for me, okay, once you know all the terminologies and the tech, when do you use each one?
Right. When to use it. Mhm,
And how
Mm.
to do a 10-minute video and get a complete thought or complete message or
mhm,
a complete teaching out. And how
mhm.
much time that takes for one person
Right.
to do that. Because I was explaining to somebody else, I said, Frank Gooden got a team. O'Shea Du Jackson got a team. When
Mhm,
you're doing this, we are the only team. We're the ones that got to film it,
mhm.
edit it, design it. You're taking 2, 3, 4, 8 hours sometimes just to put together a 10-minute video. And then, yeah, it becomes disheartening when it's like, dang, only 20 people saw that
Right.
10-minute video, but not knowing, well, maybe you should have did more filming over here, or maybe you need to do this. Just like I'm reading that book that you gave, and it's like,
Yeah.
there's a whole lot of deep stuff that how do you put all this in film?
Yeah. You know what? Real quick, I'm gonna jump in on that one. That's part of what I want to do when I start my channel. When I pivot towards these types of things on this main channel. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. There's a lot of really, really high level and advanced level stuff when it comes to this that can bog someone down who's coming in at the introductory level. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show people the strategies of how to work really, really efficiently, so that you don't put all that extra time on advanced level stuff, but instead focus on more of the basic stuff and how to do that stuff really, really well, and,
Okay.
and have clean production value, and then you learn as you go. A lot of times when you're beginning, you don't have we don't you don't know how to do that because you're taking in everything and you don't know, okay, well, why, I'm getting it all, but now when it comes to the application, man, what do I pull in? Well, how much of this do I need? What is it that I need to do? Wow, do I need to hear? Because that's the story that I sent you. Like you said, that's a deep book.
Right.
Your challenge is, man, how much of all this, right? I'm sure you read, how much do I really need to do to use to start right now? I'm going to help with
Right.
that. I'm going to help with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
I had
stuff.
to tell OG, they be making me go back to school, OG. I thought I was retired. He sent me a whole thesis.
Now,
For
you
sure.
gotta come out of retirement. Time. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
come
know
out
he
of
took me out of retirement, took me out of education.
Okay.
Notice down that Getty is asking what book are we referring to, and
Oh,
this
okay,
is the
yeah.
book. It's Story by Robert McKee, and I'm sure Uncle Stu can pull his right up as well.
Yeah.
You ordered it, yeah. So I'm sure it's right behind you
I had it
somewhere.
right next to me.
There you go. And mine, I can just flip through and I can show you. Mine is all marked up, from all the different things. You're gonna have to get to, some of that, as well when you, highlight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like we do our Bibles,
I was getting ready to refer to that.
Pull it out
mine is
all
in
the
the
important.
room.
Yeah, but it's a very detailed book. It goes into really every aspect, and if you really fully understand everything in the book, you're really prepared to write really, really high level screenplays. But at the same time, you don't necessarily need everything here to understand the fundamentals, and to jump out on a certain level with what we're doing on YouTube. So I'm
Right.
looking forward to kicking us off with Life or Death. It's really important, for people to see, okay, yes, this brother, you see the Emmy and you've heard me, reference it, but what are you doing now? And okay, yeah, you got an Emmy, but what does that actually mean? So for me, it's about doing something in the present, putting something out that can affect people and impact people. You can see what I'm bringing, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. And as much as you want to know, I'm going to be here to do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is definitely awesome.
Mm-hmm. I'm going through now. Thanks for putting this out. Yeah, Patrice.
And I did put everything on my introduction too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. You gave me the heads up too. I saw it on the intro. I appreciate that. And we're just going to continue. This is the 5th. We're 24 days out, so that's over 3 weeks. So we still have plenty of time just to, get the word out and, get the eyeballs on what we're doing. Quick question. Are you guys hearing a little bit of that music I have playing in the background?
I don't know. I thought I heard an echo. I thought I heard an echo at one point, but
yeah, I heard an echo. Somebody was echoing. I'm just fine tuning. I'm wondering how much of this how high I need to bring this music up for it to kind of be in the background. That's all. You guys picking that up at all?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want it to be too loud.
It's so funny because those are the little techniques, like when you talk about the echo. Like I never was conscious of the echo until y'all brought it out, and it was like, oh, so that's what I'm is, But now certain things I can't, I said, okay, I might have to let this go until I actually get ready to build a studio, because you don't want to necessarily put stuff on my wall, and then when I'm ready to move out of the wall, it's kind of all messed up, and I got to pay for all of that. But again, is knowing that aspect of sound. I think I'm caught up more in the video aspect of the business. Understanding what the heck is this B-roll and transitions and this and that. As well as trying to get the message out.
You know who does it? Oh, first, quick question: were you able to connect with Frank Cleveland, Uncle Stu?
No, I have to admit that I didn't get a chance to reach out to him yet. Because I had some things on this back end that I was trying to get done, and so I haven't had a chance to reach out to him. I did read, Intentional Millionaire is also somebody that's close to me, And
Hmm.
we looked at it. The one suggestion wouldn't work because of the way my microphone is,
Hmm.
and because of the way that production is, and the
Hmm.
way I have to do it in studio form.
Okay.
So I'm doing more studio than, let's say, standing up and just doing a straight voice recording like a radio.
Right.
So
Right.
I had to find another way of doing it. The only other way is to pad this room,
Hmm.
but then in the padding of the room, it kind of messes up, other areas. So
Yeah, it's gonna
knowing
cost you
that,
some money too.
yeah, yeah,
If you do that. All right, so reach out whenever it's appropriate. You have Frank's number, and he's going to be open to giving you whatever specific advice.
yeah. But I haven't had a chance. I do plan to. I just didn't do it
Yeah.
just yet.
Oh yeah. No, it's early in the year.
Mhm.
Today's only the 5th. Yeah. So one thing I will announce is and this is thanks to Patrice. I did make a connection with the founder of a really influential and really just a great Black film festival. And so my next stream, I'm going to interview her, or an event that's going to end up being more of a conversation than an interview. Um, so that's going to be coming up as soon as we set it up, um, and kind of make it official, settle on a date. And I'm going to do that before we jump off with our first episode for Life or Death. So that is coming, and I'm excited. I don't know how many of you have ever been to, and I'm just kind of scrolling through as we talk. I'm checking out these different songs that I have. If they get too loud or get in the way, let me know. Um, but I don't know how many of you ever gotten a chance to go to, a film festival, and specifically a Black film festival. But they're awesome, awesome. Patrice, did you go to the one that I'm referring to? I'm not naming it right now. I might as well go ahead and
Yes.
Are
give a
you?
shout out. It's the Las Vegas Black Film Festival. But have you been to any besides that one, Patrice?
Yes, I've been to hers several times,
Hmm.
and I've also been to one in Chicago and Detroit. So I've been to several
They are
film
Yeah,
festivals.
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, they're really awesome.
The only ones I've ever been to was either in Harlem, which is more of Black plays,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
Winston Salem, has an extremely Black
Oh, awesome.
film festival in Winston Salem, North Carolina.
How long ago was that?
Oh, last
A
time I
while back.
went to one, we going back 6, 7 years.
Got it. A
Normally
while
they
back.
have it every year because a lot of stars
Mhm.
actually come out of Winston Salem.
Mm.
So a lot of stars come out of North Carolina, and Winston Salem was a big place. It wasn't Charlotte; it was Winston Salem that would have it. But the
Mhm.
closest I've ever been to like all Black productions was in New York, but that was like the Harlem Theater and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are really nice. I've never been to
yeah.
the one in New York. I always wanted to go to the one in New York, but the one that Miss Michelle has in Las Vegas,
Mhm.
she has it at the last weekend in April of every
Mhm.
year. And what she does is she devotes that whole weekend to she has of course the award show where she give out awards for people that submit their films to her. So what you can do is people from all over the world submit their films, and they come from all over the world. When I went,
Mhm.
I've met people from all over, and she gives a whole weekend of. She has what do they call the little when workshops. She has
Yeah.
workshops for actors where she have these actors that audition for her, and they do this scene, and whoever get voted in for the best scene, they win an award.
Mhm.
People from all over the world submit their short films, and the ones that are selected through her team of people
Mhm.
where she gives it at, they have a theater there, so your stuff actually be aired on the big screen in the theaters where people can go and watch your work.
Yeah.
It's great for networking. She has a huge party afterward, and she always gets some type of celebrity speaker to come and speak. She's
Mhm.
had Louis Gossett Jr.,
Yep.
Loretta Devine,
Yep.
Leon. She's had all those people come and speak, and she actually flies them in herself, and it's just really awesome. So I would tell anyone that is interested in film, in any
That's a
way,
beautiful.
whether you're a writer, a director, a
Mhm.
producer, any kind of filmmaker, to start attending these type of functions to build up a great networking system, within people that's in the same industry as you. Even the actors and actresses, I mean, they come from all over, and yeah, hers is really really great. So I'm glad that Frank and her got a chance to talk. And
Yes.
I would advise everyone, if you're free and if possible, when Frank does interview her, yeah, to definitely tune in, so you can hear the conversation of how she just came about starting it all, and being the first founder of the Black Las Vegas Film Festival, and doing that, and the work she's doing. She's a really awesome person. So
And and I want to mention a couple things about it, but before I do that, Vaughn, have you got a chance to visit any film festivals, black film festivals? Vaughn, you there? Vaughn might have had to step away. Oh yeah.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Actually, I have not. I have not been able to visit any type of film festivals,
Mhm.
but I love film.
Yeah.
I live in a lot of movies and TV. So,
Yeah. I mean, what's beautiful about them is that you really like we don't get a chance as African Americans in this country to really come together very often and celebrate the telling of our own stories our own way.
mm,
so true.
It's so
mhm,
rare. Instead, we kind of
mhm,
participate with the greater culture as best we can. And you know, before before all this stuff has been going on, um, this latest stuff going on with the pandemic, it's like the only opportunities that we really got a chance to kind of do that with would be if some big movie came out with a all black cast, and we all went to the movie theater and kind of hung out together, and maybe we went with families or whatever. But these black film festivals are very special because and I'm going to bring Julius up too to kind of join us as well.
But
Yeah.
you,
What's up,
you,
Julius?
you know what's sad?
Oh, okay.
Because OG Patrice said something yesterday,
Mhm.
and she made one of my videos go viral. I just want you to know that, OG.
Are you serious, Uncle Stu?
I am. It's not as viral as you know other ratchet videos, but believe it or not, everybody clipped your. I had about 4 content creators clip your narrative,
Oh
and,
wow.
and all use the same topic. So you had one, two, about three of them all reached out and clipped your video, clip
Well,
your narrative.
oh wow. Well,
So,
congrats to you for that.
well, hey, you was right there, right on time, and people needed to hear a woman's voice. They really did.
I'm gonna
Yep.
come check it out
Yep.
because I
I
don't.
was glad. I'm glad I can help. I just told the truth about my story and my son's
Yeah,
story.
we
So
we had a we had a we had a deep conversation yesterday that
yeah, it was
it
definitely
had,
an awesome,
I had to bring it
awesome
in.
stream. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an awesome stream.
Um, even TLA at the end of the stream reached out via IG. So when he finished doing what he's doing, we're gonna do a part 2
Mm.
and break down some legal stuff that needs to be taken care of. But to go back, one of the things that I totally agree with OG Patrice on, generationally, there's a lost generation because growing up in New York, black theater was it.
Mm.
Chicago was black theater. I mean, you talking stars of, when you look at Cooley High, that's the real.
absolutely,
You know what I'm saying? You
absolutely,
can't see Cooley High without seeing black people. You can't see what you can't see Candyman without seeing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, there's a generation that really never saw black film. I mean, we grew up under what they would call now black exploitation, but it was like, wait a minute, now every man in America wanted to meet this particular black actress that Richard Pryor could date. People don't understand when what is his name? The rapper said that he fainted. I'm trying to think of the female name right now. Oh, Vaughn, you gotta help me out now.
Who you
Pam
talking?
Grier, that's what I'm
Pam
talking
Grier.
about.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
You know,
Mhm.
iconic, legendary.
yeah, it was like, man, everybody wanted to see Pam Grier. It was like Pam Grier, like you didn't care what the movie is, just
It's
and
about
then
the star. Mhm.
yeah, but now it's like, yeah, y'all really don't know
You know
what
what?
black theater is and film and
Yeah, Uncle Stu, I just posted a thing about, we just lost Max Julian. Max Julian was
right,
definitely a part of the black exploitation. He played the Mac, which was a
right.
huge black exploitation movie. And do you know a lot of the younger generation didn't know who he was. They heard of the they were like, "Oh, okay, that movie." And I don't even a lot of them, I don't think they saw the movie, but yeah, they didn't know that he passed away.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to pay homage to these people that paved the way because Gordon Parks was one of the biggest filmmakers. You may be
Hmm.
familiar with him, Frank Gooden,
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
the black exploitation, and you too, because he was out of New York, I believe, Uncle
Yeah.
Stu. And just the education of our people and what they contributed to the film industry is so important. So
Yes.
anyone that's interested in, like I said, if you don't know the history of our people with things like this, it's easy to not know where you're going when it comes to that. So I would encourage any of the younger generation to definitely look at the 70s black exploitation of film. Yeah,
Mhm. We got
absolutely.
it. Echo.
I got an echo somewhere. Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
yours?
Well, see that, and Frank, that's sort of like something we touched on yesterday because OG Patrice comes out of Chicago. I know
Mhm.
that, I didn't grow up in Chicago, but I know the wealth of history that comes out of Chicago.
Mhm. Mhm.
The wealth of history that comes out of all the boroughs in New York, the wealth, so it's like you grow up and it's like, what do y'all mean? Y'all didn't get this, and I don't think a lot of young people understand when you come to me or to OG Patrice and Yvonne and say, well, we blame your generation, and it's like, wait a minute now, we ain't had, this is what we had, this is what we knew, this is how we love. We ain't need to go to the other side. We can go to black clubs and not have to worry about whether we was gonna come home that night. We can go to the jazz club. You can go to the early hip hop stuff and see people for $5.
Mhm.
It was normal.
Yeah.
I
And
was
it,
always I've been a movie buff person since I've been into movies since I was a kid when my mom used to take us to the theater. I've been in love with movies. I've been in love with acting. I fell in love once I did my first musical stage play. I got the bug. I fell in love with doing that.
mhm.
So just having that interest for all of those years, I was a big, huge Bruce Lee fan. I had his whole collection
Yes.
of movies. Like he was the first Asian man I ever fell in love with. Seriously, like I had a strong crush on Bruce Lee. So yeah, just coming from that era of movies when just in that era, 60s and 70s, man,
Yeah.
those were some of the proudest moments for black people in film because we didn't see a lot of people that looked like us until people like Gordon Parks put people like Pam Grier on the map, Max
Hmm.
Julian,
Mhm.
Isaac Hayes. People don't even know he did movies. Truck
Mhm.
Turner. He was like he
Melvin Van Peebles.
yeah,
Mhm.
Melvin Van
Yeah. You
Peebles.
always hear me talk about Melvin Van Peebles.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And rest in peace to all of them.
Rest in
But they
peace. Mhm.
contributed so much that paved the way for the Frank Goodens to,
Mhm.
and people like him, like
Yes.
you, Frank, to be able to do movies today and see us in a different light. And I will say that we know that mainstream does not always let us in these spaces unless we're stereotyped. So when you
Yes.
when you talk about people like Tyler Perry, who's created his own, so that people like us can get through. And now he can work with people like Frank Gooden and these other up and coming filmmakers and actors and actresses, writers, directors, producers. Listen, the
Mhm.
sky is the limit now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I always align, and I really mean it. I align him with Spike Lee, and the reason I align you with Spike Lee is because he's born and raised in New York. Yeah, he graduated from a HBCU, but everything he did was back home in New York, where he took unnamed people. I think he only may have had two or three actors that had maybe prior acting, before they connected with him. But I connect you with that because a lot of things he did was homegrown.
Yep.
You know, he loved, he was more into musical. That's why most of his films always had musical pieces in it.
Yeah, he has a musical background.
But he was strictly an independent filmmaker, and he stayed independent filmmaker. He didn't allow himself to really go anywhere, and he stayed home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
he didn't make all the money and then take off and left New York. He stayed right there in
In
his
New York.
Brooklyn home and built a business right there. So that's why I say I connect you so much with that,
Mhm.
because it's like, oh yeah, that's the new Spike Lee,
Mhm.
and I don't take nothing away from Tyler Perry because he created a whole freaking studio.
Mhm.
You can't take that away. So
Absolutely. And there's room for a lot of us. Julius, I see you here. I want to give you a chance to jump in too. Julius is playing Roy. I'm not sure if everybody remembers Julius Golden. He was my lead actor in Love Trap. I want to make sure Julius had a chance to pop in here too. Julius, what's happening?
Oh, hey everyone! Nah, I'm just enjoying the dialogue and so much knowledge and just insight and people's perspective. So
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm actually I'm actually at basketball practice. I had to run back home, grab some more equipment.
Mm-hmm.
But
Me, son.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
For sure. But just feel free
I
to jump
wouldn't.
in. Go ahead.
Yeah, as far as I would a comment that was made about Frank's alignment. Frank does align more like a Spike Lee, with the exception of the musical, which
mhm,
I'm sure he can do. But I, Tyler's a little different, and
right.
one of the things I love about Frank is Frank's integrity. And that's key. Anybody can do black exploitation films, and anybody can sell out just to be able to
Absolutely.
be a part of something,
Right.
and push an agenda or what have you. But Frank's integrity is paramount.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Bring integrity back, like Monique said. Don't lose the integrity. Listen, she had to tell bro. She had to tell bro. You lose the integrity chasing the bag. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah. He
and
said
and I,
that
and
in
I agree
Harvey,
with
right?
Julius. Yeah,
Yeah.
Spike Lee brought, so he gave you two things. Either you was going to accept the truth, or he was going to call you out. Meaning,
Yes.
everybody don't understand when he did School Days, that called HBCUs out quickly.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
called colorism out before we even really understood the term. Like, all right, y'all want to talk about hypocrisy before we can even talk about the white man? Let's talk about what's going on in our own
Yeah.
community. Then when he did it, Get on the Bus, which a lot of people don't understand, that was about, the Million Man March.
Mm-hmm.
Those conversations actually was authentic and actually took
Absolutely.
place.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
even the Malcolm X with Denzel, that was
Yes.
phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I mean, come
Absolutely.
on,
Phenomenal.
that
And
put really
Phenomenal work.
Denzel on the map.
Yeah, it was phenomenal work, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
absolutely.
That was some of his best filmmaking to me was that
Yeah.
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Malcolm
Brilliant.
X. Malcolm X was definitely excellent. That was an excellent piece of work that he did.
And that's what's really so important about these black independent film festivals, because we're kind of in a stage now where you and I are not as aware as we need to be that there's really a whole generation of up and coming black filmmakers who are out here pushing, creating, doing the best that they can, and putting out work as best, like what we're about to do, putting out work that we feel like we can do and want to do. But the thing is that the way that the industry is set up right now, as Patrice mentioned earlier, the gatekeepers, and it's just not they're not checking for us. They're not built to promote us and the kinds of stories that we tell. So these Black film festivals really fill a pivotal and very important role in giving us a chance, the opportunity to come together and support each other and be exposed to these stories and lift each other up in some
Yes.
very powerful ways. The stuff that's worth it, because when we go, we have to be real. There's, there are tears. They're like stuff that people kind of put together, and it's like, oh, that's good. We appreciate, what you're doing. And we want to see you. You got to start where you start, and then you got to, try to, do better as you go. And so not everybody's going to have the opportunity just to make the greatest film their first time out, or something. But it's all there, and the support is there. And then the stuff that is really, high level and worthy of support, that gives them a platform to be able to really get stuff out. And it's just such an supportive environment for us to say, hey, listen, our stories matter. Because when you look at the broader culture, you would think that our stories really don't matter as much, and you would buy into all the stereotypes that the popular culture and the dominant culture has, and putting that.
Absolutely. What just to elaborate, and I tell you guys, I'm such a history buff, and I'm glad that I am. I'm glad that that was instilled in me earlier in my life. I, like I mentioned, the Gordon Parks, and and all the other people that paved the way. I want everybody to realize, if it wasn't for people like him, and even the story when we were talking about Cooley High earlier,
Mhm.
even the story of Eric Monty. A lot of people don't know Eric Monty was the screenwriter and creator of Cooley High. He's from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised in out of the projects, and came up and wrote that screenplay for Cooley High. And look what happened to him when he took it to mainstream Hollywood. If you don't know his story, I tell
Mhm.
you, you really need to look up Eric Monty,
Mhm.
the screenwriter and creator of Cooley High. And
Mhm.
we just now we have such a great opportunity to not have people from the mainstream do that to us, because we're creating our own. Now that we don't have to worry about getting treated a certain way, getting gypped out of major funding,
Mhm.
cutting the cash flow in the publishing and the distribution of our own works, when you take it to mainstream. But that's what happened to him. And if yeah, I would just encourage everybody to just, if you want to learn a little bit about history and film and
Mhm.
screenwriting,
Mhm. Eric Monti.
Eric Monte's story is something else. It really is.
I'm gonna put him
And
in my.
yeah, matter of fact, I'll tell anybody, if you watch Cooley High and if you go to Chicago, the woman that played in the bathroom scene actually put a production company together in Chicago.
Oh, honey, that's my girl Jackie Taylor. I know her
Yes.
very well.
And the two gangsters, there was those two was real gangsters.
Sure
Mhm.
was.
The one of them ended up deceased. The
Mhm.
other one actually works with her
Right now.
right now in her
Black
production
Ensemble
company.
Theater. Yep, Black
Right.
Ensemble Theater in Chicago. You know it, Uncle
Exactly.
Stu.
I know a little song.
Yes. Listen. Listen, Linda, listen.
Yeah, I know a little song.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I actually support. I'm a big supporter of the Black Ensemble Theater in Chicago with Jackie Taylor. Jackie Taylor was one of the original actresses in Cooley High. She actually was. She played Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. Was it Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' girlfriend?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
No,
think it.
yeah.
No,
No,
was it?
no.
No,
Remember,
it was.
everybody thought Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' girlfriend was deceased, and she is alive and a mother and married.
Yeah, so she played one of the girlfriends of the
Yeah,
guys.
she played.
It may have been Preach, which
It
was
was
played
Preacher. Yeah,
by.
she played Preacher's girlfriend. That's the one that everybody couldn't find. And Lawrence Hilton Jacobs' girlfriend is the one that's doing the theater.
Mhm.
Yes, Jackie
Because
Taylor.
Lawrence
Yep.
Hilton Jacobs used to live 3 blocks from where I used to live.
Mhm.
So he's
Really?
from New York. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's still working. He's doing a lot of B-list movies. I saw him in something recently with Lisa Ray. That's
Yeah,
another Chicago actresses. So I've seen him doing a little stuff, and I'm glad they're opening the doors for him again because he was a great talent as well.
yeah.
Mhm.
The
Definitely
only
got to
person
keep
that
pushing.
got juked out that whole thing, is because he ended up being on drugs, and that was the what was he, the producer? He was the one that did Good Times because he had to leave Good Times.
Hmm.
I think he was a writer or producer for.
Norman, what's his name?
Norman Lear,
Norman
right?
Lear.
Yeah,
He's a Caucasian guy
yeah,
though.
it's a white
No,
guy.
no, 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 no. It was a black guy that worked with Norm. Was it good? No, I'm trying to remember if it was Good Times or was it.
Oh, that was Eric Monty. You're talking about Eric Monty.
Right,
Yeah,
right, right, right,
Eric
right,
Monty.
right. Eric Monty, yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the creators on Good Times because
Right,
Good Times is comes from because he come from the projects.
right.
Eric Monty did, so he wanted to portray the projects in a better light because when the
Mm.
projects were first built in Chicago, they were not bad. They once upon a time they were not bad. It was
Mm.
actually integrated. It was whites and blacks
Hmm.
that actually stayed in the projects in the 60s and
Yep.
some of the early 70s. I know because my grandmother on my mother's side used to live in the project. So
And
I
you
used
want
to
to know
Yep.
what's really funny, Frank?
So
One of the
true.
guys that he's been on my channel, he actually came from the very building that Good Times is in. He actually named the number and the building that they actually filmed his building in.
Mhm.
Um, so
Yeah,
he says he
it's
was there. Yeah, he lived there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
And
mean
those
Eric Monte's body of work is not only Cooley High and Good Times. He did What's Happening too,
yeah,
Mhm.
as well. You know, a lot of those black uh, comedies that came on back in the 70s and 80s.
70s
Yeah,
and
yeah,
early 80s.
yeah,
yeah.
And
absolutely.
it's so funny.
I'm gonna get off because I got a show to do within about
Oh,
30 minutes, so I gotta get some stuff together.
yeah, you getting warmed up, Stu.
Yeah.
You came over here and got warmed up. Yeah, do your thing.
I'm ready to go now. It's like, all right, I gotta get this interview ready. I gotta work with the award winner. I gotta do real production movies. He ain't
No,
gonna
I,
let me do no B type films anymore. Can't get away with it.
yeah, we all are YouTube content creators, and we coming up in this storytelling game. And I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're seeking to increase and raise the level of what you're doing. You're not standing and just sitting back on your laurels, and
Yes,
that's what you're
sir.
supposed to do. So
Yes, sir.
All
definitely,
right, Uncle Stu. See
All
you in
right,
these
y'all. I
YouTube
see you
streets.
All
later.
right.
All
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 right.
right,
right, Uncle
Stu.
Stu.
All right,
I'll be
y'all.
over there. I'll be over there with you soon.
Okay.
yep, yeah, you're gonna pull the number one moderator for Uncle Stu. Now that Gail at Night is got a day job now with her own channel,
I
it's
know,
like
right?
you're gonna be taking
Man,
over, right?
look at her. Yeah,
Hmm.
she's still the great mod though.
Oh yeah, 'cause you're right, amazing. She will mod other channels while she's doing her own show.
Exactly.
You know
I'm
what I'm
just like,
saying?
wow, how do you
So
do
you're
that?
right,
I would have to concentrate on what I'm doing at the present.
right. Yeah, yeah. No, she's still number one. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just good to have this kind of short conversation on about black filmmaking and the impact of these black film festivals. I'm gonna
Exactly.
definitely, maybe if things turn out really well with with my talk with the founder of the Las Vegas Film Festival, maybe I'll end up being able to contact some others around the country and turn it into a little mini series, in terms of talking about Black film festivals, because we have to really get our stories out,
Yes,
and we got to
yes.
do them
Yeah.
our way.
Absolutely.
What you guys were just talking about with the impact of how powerful those stories were in the 70s, they only got a chance to even get out because they got a chance to be picked up by some element of the mainstream, and we wouldn't. There are so many like that, that didn't get an opportunity to tell different kinds of authentic and real stories. I mean, how much of a classic is Good Times? You know, and the Jeffersons, and
Yeah.
like you said, with
What's
rerun,
happening?
what's
What's happening?
happening, and
Yeah.
that whole, and they launched other little spin-off
Oh
sitcoms.
yeah, Family
Yes.
Matters, Thea,
Speaking speaking
all
of
kinds.
oh, sorry.
Go
No,
ahead,
that's okay.
jump
Go right
in,
ahead.
jump in again.
Not to cut your wisdom. Speaking of good times, I'm wondering if, as far as Black Film Festival is concerned, is Walona the character from Good Times?
Mhm.
We were into her film festival. I think it was the Black International Film Festival, and I don't think Frank, you was. I'm not sure if you were there, Frank, or that was the one I was there in L.A.
I think that was the one you might have went to.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
Walona, great. How she is on camera is just how she is in real life. You know, which shocked me
Yeah,
in a way. But there was so many great films I remember, along with our film.
Mhm.
But it was so many great Black films that, man, it was incredible. And it's important, one, to support, like you all were saying earlier, to support these Black film festivals and and submit. That was probably the one film festival where every film that I got a chance to view, let me say
Mhm.
that, was up to par. Was up
Mhm.
to par.
Mhm.
And
Well,
I'm not
we
sure if that festival is still around today. I probably have to look it up and see if she's still active with that particular film festival.
I wonder. We have to look that up. It's because that was some years ago, and a
Yeah,
lot
because
of
Yeah.
that.
I
That
remember,
was a
Frank,
while back.
I was in LA. You had sent me out to LA,
Mhm.
and you were in New York at the same time, because our film was in a festival in New York and LA at the same time. We
Mhm.
were accepted, and that's when you was, I believe Frank was up. Either was Boston or New York you were at, but I know I was in LA representing,
Mhm. Mhm.
which
Yeah,
was incredible.
yeah, it's and we just continue to have this need. Now the cool thing is that YouTube, like what we're doing, isn't a film per se. You know, what we're doing is a live performance, which is a little bit closer to theater than film. You know, it's just such an interesting mix. YouTube is kind of is going to become, if it's not already, maybe a more de facto place where we can at least showcase and exhibit our work, in addition to the places like Amazon Prime, which a lot of Black films are on, and maybe Netflix to a certain extent, and a few of these other smaller distribution outlets. But being able to come together in these film festivals is a really, really special thing. So, I'm looking forward to coming out to the Las Vegas one, and I'm gonna have to dive in now that I'm kind of back into the flow with what we're gonna do with Life or Death. It we're gonna definitely go in and continue to kind of explore and see what else is out there to collaborate and get together and push this forward. YouTube has all these content creators are like storytellers, and um, I think that the more that they continue to do, whatever is close to them in terms of putting out the content, the more that they'll be like Uncle Stu, start creating, trying to push it, creating narratives and pushing the technical side better and better, making it better and better so that we can continue to grow. So I'm looking forward to jumping in and being a part of that, and then helping, doing whatever I can to kind of push that forward. Let's see
Awesome.
here. So let's
definitely.
see here.
Absolutely. When you're talking about, those old sitcoms like that was so prominent in our homes growing up. Did you guys see the revamp of the Jeffersons, where
I did.
Yeah,
Jennifer, what's her name? Jennifer J. Hood, Jennifer Hudson just redid it, and they showed like a small clip of her. I think she's,
I didn't. I'm gonna look this
yeah,
up.
yeah. Check it
and
out, Frank.
you
Really
know what,
cool.
Patrice? They just had a recent one that they did, and this is something that they do live actually on I think it's ABC, but they're doing a lot of what's his name, Norman Lear. They're taking some of his old sitcoms and they're doing them live in front of a studio audience. And they just recently did one with the Facts of Life, and
Yeah, they doing the facts of
it
life.
was
Sure is.
another one. Yeah, the Facts of Life, and
And the
just
Jeffersons. You know
yeah,
they talked for years about doing a revamp of Good Times, and it's so sad that they didn't do that before Florida Evans passed away.
Hmm.
Everybody else is still alive though. No, Janet DeBoss, who played Walona, she's deceased now
yeah,
as well.
Oh,
Rest
she's
in
passed
peace.
away.
But
yeah,
yeah, but
Hmm.
I don't know if a lot of people know, but Walona was also a singer. Walona was the original singer of that song on the Jeffersons. That's Walona singing that.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Okay.
She actually sang that. Yep, she sang
Yeah.
that intro. She sure did.
That was Walona
Yeah,
the singing the Jefferson song. I don't know if a lot of people don't know. It's so
Hmm.
much history. And I told you I've been a buff since a kid, so I
Hmm.
studied the stuff because I was just so engulfed into our culture of entertainment back then. Whether it was film, music, dance, whatever it was. I was really big on watching the Nicholas brothers. They was the first
yeah.
brothers
I love
as
the
tap
Nicholas
dancers.
brothers.
And I
Hmm.
don't know if
Yeah,
a lot of people know that even before Sammy Davis Jr. We had the Nicholas brothers, and
Wow.
and
oh
and and
yes,
one of the
definitely.
Nicholas brothers had one of the main roles on the Five Heartbeats. He was the old man that taught the Five Heartbeats the steps
And one
in
of
the
them,
Five Heartbeats.
and one of them was married to Dorothy Dandridge at
Sure
one
was.
time.
The
Oh my
one that was on the
goodness.
Right.
Five Heartbeats was the one that was married to Dorothy Dandridge. It's so much
Yeah.
we y'all
History.
have
So
no
much good
idea
history. So much
that
good
that
history.
how prevalent black people played in television and film. You
Hmm.
know
Showcase
that
that talent.
yeah
Hmm.
that did not get the kudos so much deserving.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully, I mean, with what's happening now, we just want to try to do whatever we can to, create that new history and, develop, our own sort of legacies, kind of a new cultural legacy because like Uncle Stu was saying, do we really have modern legacies anymore like that?
Not
You
like
know?
that. I mean,
I don't know.
you got
Yeah, that's a
Blackish.
tough one.
Blackish may be the closest to it. I mean, since the Cosby's, no.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Since the Cosby Show, absolutely not. I would love to see black families in a good light like that
Yeah.
now on
Yeah,
television.
I'm very partial to us in film, you know. And I have grown up and even on the days where I just want to watch something, I really want to see us in the film. So I'm always scrolling to see where we at, what we doing,
Right.
you know, because I
Right.
love to see movies about us,
Right.
you know.
Right. We're starved
And
for
if they're
these.
yeah, and if they're done correctly, that's even better.
Hmm. We're absolutely starving for it. There used to be a kind of a old strategy. The market, the overall culture kind of knows that we're starving to see ourselves in, either film or sitcoms or just in pictures like that. And we've seen time and time again where these like networks will start off and launch their whole network on a slate of basically black shows. And then when they grow, they slowly let the shows go, once they've
Hmm.
kind of established themselves because we
I
show out.
mean, that's yeah, and just think about it. How many sitcoms have gone through the whole pilot stage and a couple of episodes or whatever, and then they were canceled? But now they're kind of pulling some of those old shows that we didn't know nothing about, and they're
Mhm.
showing them on different networks on cable or wherever. But I'm like, I've never heard of this show. And some of it's not as bad as you would expect. It's pretty good, some of them.
Well, the
Well,
history. Go ahead.
Bernie Mac show had some great success. If it
Yes.
hadn't been for him getting ill and not being able to do it anymore, and the thing that I loved about him is he never sold out. He told them he wanted to tell it in the lens of his self and his own experience and growing up on the south side of Chicago and dealing with the situation. He like real life stuff he brought, like what he portrayed on film was his real life about, like, for real, his sister was on drugs. Him and his wife had to take his sister kids, right? Like, that was real.
Hmm.
So he did not allow anyone else to tell his story. And that's the thing that's so great about our space, and having filmmakers like you, Frank, is we are allowed to tell our stories in
Hmm.
the lenses of our eyes, our experiences. And that's what's so great about it, because when they do it, they don't always get it right. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? We look
Yes.
at it, and I can look at a black movie that's not written, directed, produced by a black person, be like, nah, a black person wouldn't have did that way, or handled
Right.
that way, or said that way. So,
Right. There's a
so for us,
certain
exactly,
certain
we
lack
have
of authenticity when it comes to that.
exactly. And I say, you
Hmm.
know what? This is great. Like what we doing here with Life or Death, this is so cool, because it absolutely reminds me of that real life experience of
Right.
growing up, and
Stuff that we know.
listen, listen,
Yeah,
It
listen,
happens.
Linda, listen. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Frank,
And then before you ask this
are
question, I'm going to shout out Melissa
okay?
Jane. Melissa
Sure, sure.
Jane is
Oh,
with us in the chat.
come on up,
Melissa
Melissa.
hey,
Jane, you can come
Come
up if
chop
you
it up with
Melissa.
us.
want. Yeah, come on up if you have time. And I'm going to be on Melissa's channel. She's bringing me on to talk about this and probably some other things.
Oh,
Like the
nice.
week
Okay.
before, the week before we have episode 1. All right, go ahead, Vaughn. What's up? You have a
So
question?
anyway, when I know you sent us all an email with the schedule and everything on it.
Hmm.
Uh, did you go over that, or do you not want to go over that?
Yeah, I talked about it. You can ask me any questions about it. It's the schedule was to make sure for our actors
To be
when
available.
right, when your scene is coming up to give you
Hmm.
plenty of notice. So that's what that was about. You can ask anything about it if we want. I kind of opened the show talking about a little bit, like for the first week, but if you
Yeah.
have some questions on it, for sure, you can hit me up with any questions if
Okay.
you have
And
any.
then you'll just send us the our scripts or whatever through
Mm,
email or
yeah,
I,
I'm gonna
oh,
email
okay.
them to you
Prior.
at
Okay.
least the week before.
Got it. Got it.
Um, the first one will be 2 weeks before, just to kind of get us enough time to really get things going. Hmm. So yeah, we're gonna have a really nice way, kind of a nice method that we're gonna use week to week as we do it. You guys will get the scripts first. You'll have a chance to kind of just kick around a little bit with them. We'll have our table read. I can take any general questions then I'm going to let you go, let you guys do your own thing, and then we get all of our work done really on the day of, where we do our rehearsals live in front of everybody, and then we actually show the actual visuals with it, where you guys perform right along with the visuals. We do that a few times, and then we're done with the unofficial episode as we move forward. But behind the scenes, we have a few things that we have worked out already. I'm going to make sure I get the recordings from you all so that I can get clean recordings, and then I use that to edit the official cut at the very end.
Oh, that was another question I had too. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I know you wanted us to download an app on our phones to,
Mm-hmm.
for a voice recorder. But
Mm-hmm.
now, are we going to be able to use that simultaneously while we're on the live stream, or how does that work?
I
Or
believe so.
is there a certain app that will allow us to do that?
So are you on a phone now, or are you on a computer?
I'm on my phone right now.
So the next time, and we can do this and test it. We probably should test
Okay.
it where
Okay.
when you get off, and you might be able to do this now. I don't know, it depends. But go ahead and download Voice Recorder. You'll see that there's an app. There's probably going to be dozens of them, to be honest
I
with you.
have. Oh yeah, I have one that says voice recording.
Hmm. And then
Okay.
um, you can test it right now. You can actually, if you have it, you can fire the app up and hit
Okay.
record and
Okay.
see yeah, see if it records while you're doing this. If so, then you can do everything right
Oh,
here.
oh, okay, cool. So actually, I'm looking at the app right now.
Hmm.
I just hit record. I can still hear you,
Hmm. Yeah.
and
I
it
can
looks
hear
like it's
you.
recording.
Yeah, do a little test recording, record it for 15, 20 seconds,
Okay, okay,
and then stop it and then play it back,
okay,
and see it. And what you should see or hear is yourself. I don't think you're going to get anything on our end, but you should be able to hear yourself loud and clear.
okay. That's it.
While you're doing that, I'm going here into the chat. Molly has a question. Hey Frank, question: are you going to make a YouTube film show with a visual aim at youth? So, believe it or not, this Life or Death is aimed, like, the primary audience is a subsection, if you want to say that, like part of what you might characterize as our youth. Um, Now, the story of Life or Death is one that really is universal. It's one that a lot of people can identify with because we know people like the characters in this. Um, but after Life or Death, I have plans for a lot of different kinds of stories. I don't want it to end with just what we do with Life or Death, and then that sits on its own. If we're successful, like I think we will be, God willing, then that's going to pivot into all kinds of stories that are aimed at, kind of has a primary audience of different niches. But, we want to cover a lot of different kinds of stories. So I don't know if that answers your question, but um, that is in the plan. That is
Okay.
in the plan. So Vaughn, did you get a chance to play back and hear yourself?
Okay, now I did record it, but I can't hear the playback. So I don't know if that means I just need to be off of here to hear the playback or,
Possibly, yeah.
Is
So
he
just
but
doing it
leave.
from his phone?
yeah, but it did actually record something. It did actually record.
Okay,
Mhm,
because yeah, you got voice recorder, right? Because that's why I'm doing it off of my voice recorder off my phone.
mhm. So yeah, you might have to not be using it in this way in order to play it back. Just whenever you jump, whenever you end this, you know what? How about this, Vaughn? Just jump off,
Fine.
play it
Okay.
back, jump back on, and then
Okay.
I'll let you back up.
Okay. Got it. Bye.
Yeah, let us know. We got Melissa Jane up here. How you doing?
Hey, hey, everyone. How you doing, Frank?
Doing good. Doing
Hey,
good.
Melissa.
Hi, OG Patrice. How you doing, my dear?
I'm wonderful. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Happy New Year, Frank, as well, and
Thank
everybody in the
you.
Mhm.
chats.
Same to you. Yeah, I saw you notice we were live, so you decided to fall in.
Yeah, I was doing some stuff. I thought let me just jump in real quick. I came in before and I saw you guys chatting away, so I said let me come back when I can focus a little bit better.
Were you dancing? Who's that YouTuber that loves to see you dance?
I think that's
That's JB.
JB
Yeah,
Jonathan Barfield.
were
The
you
little
dancing?
the little attorney was pretty what's the word? We would say chuffed in England. He was pretty
Uh-huh.
amused. He was pretty amused as well.
They was watching the moves. Melissa got moves.
Yeah, Melissa can dance now,
Yeah, she can dance. She was
and she
good.
enjoys
Oh,
it. Part of it is that you can tell you are a music lover.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And
That's right. I've always
very
loved
clear.
music from a youngster. Sang in the choir and wrote some songs, and I'm a little bit musical. And the show that I used to do before this show was a musical show. It was playing artist music, recording
Mhm,
the independent artist music. I would
mhm.
do a lot of that and support them.
Oh man, that sounds really, as a music lover too, that sounds like a really fun
Yeah,
stream to
yeah.
do.
It was pretty good. The
Mhm.
only trouble is playing copywritten music is the challenge. So that's why I
Yes.
decided I can't really do that kind of a show anymore. So
Mhm.
it changes, it morphs into what it is now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now
A
and
lot
now I have
stricter.
the pleasure of interviewing some of you amazing people. So
Mhm.
I have you on the last Thursday of the month,
Yeah,
Frank.
looking
So that'll
forward
be
to it.
exciting.
Oh, awesome! I didn't know that. Okay.
Oh, my January schedule is booked up. It's completely
Okay.
booked up.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. Great.
This month we're focusing on finance and wealth and finance and business, and then towards the end of the month it's going to be more health. But OG Patrice, I know that you're a big superstar, but I know that you're not ready to really show out yet. But as soon as you're ready to talk about all of your projects and everything, I am all over you. I would love to speak to you and talk about your journey in the entertainment business.
Okay, sure. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we could do that.
You know, she gonna hold the spot for you.
Yeah, I did one interview already on black girls getting her shift together. So yeah, I'd be more than happy to.
So
You know, I want to talk. Go ahead.
just one real quick question. Do you have any restrictions as far as your stuff, OG?
A few.
Okay.
But on her on the interview I did with her, I cam up for interviews like that, right?
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Because it is like if I interview when I interview with Uncle Stu or anybody regarding any the stuff on the life or death, I will cam up for that. I cam up
okay.
for my interviews because I'm representing that. So
Right.
I'll do that for that. I have no problem with that. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome.
Mhm.
Looking forward to that then. I'll touch base with you regarding that.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Good stuff. Before we get the report from Vaughn, let me Wally was asking, will they be announced when we do the art? Absolutely. We're gonna definitely have wide visibility for everything that we do when we do it. And we're just getting started now. And then I want to give a shout out to attending physician. Looks like he ended up catching COVID, or attending physician ended up getting COVID. Is that what you're saying here?
Yeah. Oh wow. So
Yeah,
glad you're better. It is a
yeah.
beast. I
You
had
know what?
Wow.
C19 too. It's a beast.
Oh
You
dear.
know, Omicron, and this might be a little bit of a pivot, so maybe I'll talk about Omicron in a second. But I've been reading up some research on this latest variant, and there's some very interesting things about it that I actually want to talk about. I don't care if this stream get monetized. My channel is my channel is too small for monetization right now, anyway. So Vaughn, how did it work?
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can barely hear you now. I don't know why, but I took my earbuds off,
Uh-oh.
and I just recorded just myself doing it, and it recorded it. But I would have to try it again right now without the earbuds. So can we try that again?
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead and do your thing, record, and then we'll run that test. It's good. We're doing this. We're working it out. We're getting some of this
Okay,
tech
so let
stuff
me try.
done.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
We're
Let
getting
me
the
just.
kinks out.
yeah, getting the kinks out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey boy.
exactly. Okay, so hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
so now I just hit record,
Uh-huh.
and just testing 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Mhm.
Testing.
Yeah, tell us what you ate for
Okay,
lunch
I think
today.
that's enough.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm gonna get out of that. I
Frank said,
stopped
"Tell
it.
us what you ate for lunch. Did you have any turkey wings? Because I'm jealous. I still haven't found any in the state of
No,
Arizona yet, and I'm really pissed about that."
Well, I did have a turkey patty on some bread, kind of like a sandwich, and that was pretty
Okay.
much it. That was my dinner, actually.
Okay.
Now let
Yeah, I
me
was
see if
just
I
gonna
can
get you to
play it
say
back,
that just so
Frank.
we
Hold on.
record you. Yeah, you're gonna play it back now. And while you're doing that, yeah, and that's when you heard me catch myself attending position. When I said he, I'm like, well, wait a minute, I do believe attending position is a she. So my bizzle. Let's see, I'm going down now. Going through. Let's see. Yeah, so just let me know, attending physician. I guess you're talking about Omicron. What I'll mention is that it just seems like, maybe I'll hold off. What I'll mention is that it seems like Omicron might end up being the last variant that we see for a while for a number of reasons. I've been
Do
looking at coming
tell.
across some research.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, I guess we'll talk about it then. Here's what I'm finding. Well, here's the research I've come across that Omicron is so much more, so much more contagious that it's like it's overtaking, um, absolutely overtaking Delta, and it's becoming quick and fast like the dominant strain. Now, the very interesting thing about that is that it's I'm turning my phone off because I think I'm about to get some text. Is that it the way that we're catching it, it's even if you either have caught it before or even if you've gotten a vaccine, it's the vaccine and the original protection is such that it's allowing you to actually get it, but then your body is reacting to it and killing it off. um, it's actually reacting to it once you get it. It's not stopping you from getting it, but you're getting it, and then the it's hitting us. um Generally speaking, it's milder than these heavier or previous strains because it seems to not be attacking the lungs as much as it's attacking your nasal and your throat. It's not actually attacking the lungs in the same way, this particular variant. And you know what? That's a little encouraging because, in terms of a silver lining, because if it's doing this and everything I'm seeing looks like that's what it's doing, that means that we're gonna hit this wave where basically a lot of people are gonna get it, especially all these unvaccinated people who are still unvaccinated right now. But once they get it and we beat it, um, it's going to be that much easier to fight it off in the future because you're not having to worry about a whole nother variant, a whole nother strain, at least for a long time. And so I'm
That's not
calling.
what attending physician is saying in the chat.
Okay, so let's hear. Maybe we can bring her up and we can talk about it.
I got 2
You mean
phone
this one
calls.
here? Right. See, this is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. The mutation rate has been constant, but what's happening is that this is, and we can talk about this. From what I've been coming across, this is outdated. The reason why is because this is spreading so fast. Everyone's getting it
Mhm.
and then beating it. And when that happens, you don't get mutations at the same rate
Mm.
because it's so contagious. It's like 10
Yeah,
times as
I
contagious.
heard. Yes, listen, my girlfriend, her and her son went to Las Vegas for the New Year, and
Mhm,
both of them came back with it. And her son is just actually 2 months ago just got over the Delta.
mhm,
And now he done caught it again, so you can catch it again. And,
absolutely.
my mom just called me. My mom hardly goes anywhere other than the bank, the grocery store, the doctor, and the dentist, and she has it.
That
So it's
speaks to what I'm saying. This
yeah.
this particular one is extremely, like, they're saying somewhere 8 to 10 times as contagious, but it's milder. It's not hitting us, everyone, generally speaking, in the same way. Um, so when that happens, you get a whole
Mhm,
lot of people who beat it, and then the mutation rate is not the same because
mhm.
now you don't have people who are just not getting it and it has all this room to mutate. No, everybody. It seems, and we'll see. This is early, and I could be wrong, but it seems like the strong indication is that, and we'll see. I'm just saying it here live right now on January 5th. I don't personally think that we're going to see another mutation
Pull up
past Omicron for
pull
a
up
while.
attending, physicians, what she says her, symptoms are.
Let's see. So, attending physician says, I have headache, sore throat, cough, no smell, no taste, extreme fatigue, congestion, brain fog, ear pain,
Dang.
sweats, but the symptoms change every other day.
And,
Um,
If
Go
I
ahead.
may ask, attendant physician, had you taken all the jabs and the booster? If I may ask, if that's not too personal, because the three people I'm talking about, my girlfriend, her son, and my mom, they all had taken the jabs and vaxxed, and they're saying that their symptoms are not that. They're saying they're mild, from mild to to medium maybe, and
Mhm,
uh, and I think everything is more upper respiratory
mhm,
in the head, like like
mhm,
nasally,
mhm,
sore throat,
mhm,
all up there. So I'm just curious as to. And then my boss, she's just getting over it, and she was vaxxed, and she just got her booster. What uh yesterday or today, and she said she was more sicker from the booster than when
mhm.
she actually had the C-19.
Wow.
She said that booster is a doozy. She's
Which
like,
one? Pfizer or Moderna
she
or?
took the Pfizer, and
Mhm,
she says, "I'm not getting any more boosters." She said, "I'm done." She said, "I'm sicker." She's at home. She said, "I'm sicker than when I actually had the C-19
mm,
from the booster." So
mhm,
I don't know. I guess it's different for everybody, but I'm
mhm,
listening to people that has been vaxxed and said,
Hmm.
and everything, and the booster, and they saying that their symptoms are from mild to moderate, only
mhm.
short of breath at night.
Yeah, I recently got the booster, and it hadn't hit me hard.
Which one did you get? The Moderna or
Pfizer,
the Pfizer? Okay.
Pfizer booster.
Maybe it's different for everybody.
Mhm,
I'm at high risk for it. The doctor really doesn't recommend it because I have allergies really, really bad already.
mhm,
And he's worried about the allergic reaction I could get from it. So that's
mm.
why I have just been very
You gotta be
hesitant
safe.
about, yeah, because I break out in highs, my throat closes. So like I got to worry about that even if I
Mm,
take the jabs, right? Like,
yes. Yeah.
having some allergic reaction and then becoming some serious, like that's what I'm afraid of. So
Yeah, you can't play with it.
yeah, so he
Okay.
he didn't say don't, but he said he would not recommend it. So to me, that's like a no.
Yeah.
To me, when it was like, nah,
Right.
I
Not
wouldn't recommend that.
recommended. Stay
Exactly.
away.
Like I wouldn't recommend it.
I ain't finna
Not with
bust
your
what you
allergies.
saying, right? You
Yeah,
tell
it's
me
like
not recommended.
I already get 2 allergy shots a month. That's how bad my regular allergies are, like 2 a month.
Mhm,
So for him to say, "Nah, I wouldn't recommend it." So, and I got my papers for it, but
mhm.
hopefully it doesn't come down to, anything of an issue like if I wanted to go out of the country.
Right.
Yeah, that
You know what I
part.
mean? Because they got like really strict policies.
Very strict. Yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
look how strict New York is. Jesus.
yeah, New York locked it down.
Yeah, I couldn't take my trip to go to see my Broadway musical. I had to cancel. I had to get my money back and everything for my airfare. I had it all set to go.
Mhm,
And even out here in California, there's talk of closing the school again.
mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. I
these
think it's
things,
might be another mile shut down. Let's see, attending physician saying the same thing. She's not eligible for it. I wasn't either. My doctors
Mhm.
didn't recommend it. My allergies are severe as well. Attending physician. So I know what you're
yeah,
saying.
Here's the
yeah.
Absolutely.
attending physician. It sounds like you got Omicron. And for me, the silver lining is okay, well, if you're gonna get it, and I personally think just about everybody, this one is so, so, so contagious that I think it's actually just a matter of time that
Well,
most
yeah.
people get it. Here's the silver lining. It seems like this is the strain to get if you're gonna get it because it's not hitting people as hard. The research is there. You guys can look up what Omicron is doing in South Africa. It's been there,
Hmm.
it's been there for a minute, and they have strong research coming out of South Africa now
Oh, attending
about what
physician
it's
said
doing.
California has flu Rona now. What the? Oh my
Wow,
God.
flu and Rona together.
Oh my God. I can't
Oh
take
my
this.
God, that's just
Are
too
we
much.
living it? Are we living in the
It's
twilight zone? Because I really feel like the last 2 years of my life has been in the twilight zone.
it's
I hear you.
crazy,
Jesus.
right?
I
It's
honestly think this
crazy.
time next year is we gonna see the light. I really do. And just bring this up if I'm wrong, guys, because I honestly think
I
that we're
really hope
seeing
you're
the tail
right,
end.
Frank. I really
Mhm,
hope you're right because I'm
mhm.
about to go stir crazy.
I hear you.
I work from home and if I don't absolutely force myself to get out and just do normal errand things, I start to get cabin fever. And I was like, I gotta see some sun. I gotta breathe some fresh air. I gotta see some light. Gotta see
Mhm.
some people,
Yes.
have some other human bodily contact. If it's nothing but in passing and you walking down the street and see a stranger, just let me say hello.
Mhm. I
Oh,
hear
that's
you.
right. Well, look, Frank, I'm convinced that I'm just gonna have to buy a voice recorder because it appears that it works when I am not on the live stream.
Mhm,
I can record my voice, but
mhm,
if I'm on something and trying to record while I'm on some other thing, it's
Mm,
not recording. Now, I don't know
mm,
if they have an app that does that, but I would rather just get like a voice recorder or something like that.
mm.
And
mm.
I'm sure those are not that expensive. You can download it
Yeah,
and
these
and
days.
then
Yeah,
email it to you, right?
Vaughn, yeah,
Yeah.
just go on Amazon and order one.
Yeah, of course.
They yeah,
Amazon is my
yeah.
friend now.
Yep.
I,
Absolutely.
I'll
You know
be,
what? I'm
you
gonna
know, I'll be going on there to order that one thing and then find out that, oh God, there's three more things I think I might want.
you end up shopping on Amazon. What I'm gonna do is I'm Googling it as well, and I might, yeah, they're not expensive. Like they're popping up at $40 and under.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
On
they're not
one.
expensive.
Yeah.
I do think that with those voice recorders, they pick up a lot of background noise,
Mm-hmm.
and your house could be like totally silent.
Mm-hmm.
But when you record on it and play it back, I mean, you'll hear the fly. You'll hear
Right.
the, you know,
This
it's
is
like
why
it picks up every little hum,
Yeah.
everything.
very sensitive. This is
Yeah,
what
that's
this is
true.
Mhm.
part of what we were talking about before. Where we want to make sure that you keep the when you do it, if you get it, 6 inches or less from your mouth, and then you try to go to a spot, like remember what Frank said. It was like, hey, if you can actually go to a closet somewhere with clothes, you
Mhm.
might be good to go. But the key thing is really keeping it close because when you do that, you're creating a very high signal to noise ratio. Very high. The signal is really, really strong in comparison to any of the background noise. And when that happens, it's easier, much easier for me to come in and Frank or whoever is going to work with sound and clean out the noise and leave
Right.
the really, really strong signal. And wait a minute,
Yeah.
you probably know all about this because you sing as well. You're probably used to this.
Yeah.
So don't sweat it. If you get one of these recorders and it's really sensitive like that, don't sweat it as much if you know that you're keeping it really close to your mouth.
Yeah. And these they're really not that expensive. So, because actually, I think I do have one, and I haven't used it in a while. So,
Hmm.
I'd rather just purchase one because I don't feel like trying to look for it
Hmm.
because
I hear you.
it's probably in a box up under two boxes and something. So, yeah, but I'll try to get the best one, that has the best quality sound because I want the sound to be good. You
Gotcha.
know.
Well, if you ever want me or Frank to make a recommendation, I can jump in here because I'm seeing them now.
Yeah, yeah. If you guys can give us a good recommendation of something that's affordable for us to purchase and
Hmm.
that has good quality sound,
Hmm.
that might be good.
Okay. Then I'm gonna turn that into a short live stream. I'll do that. Jump on next once I do a little research. I will actually do exactly that. Make a
Yeah,
recommendation, and that way
because
it'll be.
unless they have an app now that will allow you to record while you just like I thought that this particular app that I had would
Hmm.
allow me to record telephone calls,
Hmm.
but it
Yeah,
doesn't.
almost none
So
will do that. Yeah, yeah.
yes.
You have that's a kind of a specialized thing. Most of them, I think there's stuff out there that will do it, but you have to set. I don't know if it's an app. You have to set up a whole setup to be able to record both sides.
Mm,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd rather just buy one and then kind of simultaneously do it while I'm on the phone with you, right?
Hmm. I'm glad we tested it.
Yeah, yeah.
Attending physician is here. Headache is the worst, like your brain's gonna explode, and had it since December 26th. We're gonna pray your healing. I pray your healing and
Absolutely.
swift healing. Um, in Jesus' name,
Yeah,
Amen.
my girlfriend said the same thing
Amen.
about the
Amen.
headache. She was like, my head hurts so bad. She says I can hardly lift it off the pillow sometimes. When she
Mm,
go to raise up, she said it hurts so bad.
mm,
So yeah.
Well, I've had C19, and it took me several months, and I'm still suffering from some of the effects from it. Um, I believe I had got it again, and um, just recently, not too long ago, I had some kind of symptoms, and I didn't know what that was. So I think at this point, my body is immune to it. At this point, that,
mm.
that's
Fighting it
that's
off.
where I'm at. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
absolutely welcome.
because
Right.
I'm also have different medications and things that I take too, so I'm not really eligible for the jab as well. But um,
Yeah, and if you can just take any immune system boosters, still
yeah,
take them. Mhm.
elderberry, and
Elderberry
all
is
kinds of
awesome.
stuff.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
actually pivoted to that. So vitamin D. I don't know if you guys have heard,
Oh
but
yeah,
Vitamin
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 D,
D,
D
exactly. I
and
take
zinc.
that every
zinc.
day,
That's what I'm taking.
every day.
Vitamin D, zinc, echinacea, which is also good for
Echinacea,
immune. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, yep, that vitamin C with echinacea. They actually have one with all of those properties in it. Vitamin
Yeah.
C, echinacea, elderberry.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
D is definitely more important as far as fighting off
Yes, vitamin D.
yeah.
When they mix them, make sure you look on the labels and check the dosages, because when they mix them, they usually bring those dosages way down, and it's nowhere near as potent as if you take a pure like 2,000 milligram or 5,000 AU or IU pill of say vitamin D. So just pay attention across the board. They're usually good when you mix them up, but then
Hmm.
sometimes they could lower the
Right.
doses of each, you
Because
know.
before this
Mm,
even came out, I was really,
mm,
really low in vitamin D, and for some
yeah.
reason and a attending physician probably knows this. As females, for some reason, we tend our vitamin D tends to drop, low in women. So by the time the variants, the C19s came out, I was already on vitamin D's for like almost a year because
Mhm.
mine was extremely low anyway.
Mhm.
And so when I did catch C19, it didn't, it didn't, which is the original one. It didn't. No, I caught the Delta. It didn't affect me.
It didn't hit you hard.
It didn't hit me hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
did not
That's
hit me that
such
hard.
good, the importance of vitamin. I'm so glad you're just talking about this and getting it out for anybody that watches this on the replay, because a lot of people still don't necessarily, they're not as into the preparation side. Now some of us are, like, it's been a minute since I've seen Blind Guy, his wife, and their life on, but they are 100% on top of the
Hmm.
preparation of the immune system. But
Oh
back to
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
de-emphasize.
remember
Very
their
good.
story
Yeah.
because they said they all had it. I think them. I know them two. I thought the Keita and Corey, but I'm not sure about the kids. But I know they said they both had it, and it didn't affect them as much because they eat very very healthy, and the
Mhm.
vitamins and stuff was definitely important, and it played a part for me for sure.
Mhm.
It did. It really did. I
Vitamin
think
D and zinc.
yeah, and not having any underlying health conditions helps as well too. So
Mhm.
And
yeah.
Mhm.
then I believe that when I did have it, I was working at the time as a surgical tech, and I believe that I was on the front line. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Actually working with COVID patients, and so.
Mhm.
Even
Mhm.
though you
Hmm.
cover up and do everything they say do while you're working with these patients, I
Mhm.
still ended
Right.
up contracting it. And I was very, very sick. But my wife, she was hospitalized for about a,
Mhm.
Oh.
a, a good month and some days.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And
Wow. Well, I'm glad you
because
both made it through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was crazy because it was like, are we gonna live? Or are we gonna die? Or what? It was
Mhm.
it
Wow.
was a horrible position and a place to be in. I'll
Mhm.
never forget it. Yeah, but
Wow.
It's
yeah,
I'm just glad that because people still acting like so many people acting like it's not out here.
Oh, listen,
yeah.
you ought to come to Arizona. These people are off the chain. I just
And,
Like,
and
left.
look,
don't.
Oh,
look,
oh, listen.
my
Oh my
mother
God.
being one of those people. My mother being one of those people. She
They just
swears, she
over it.
swears that this is just, oh, I don't believe what these people are saying, you know.
That's how they are here in
And I'm
Arizona. I
just
said,
like,
oh my
I'm
God.
like, Mom, please, just put it
Uh,
on anyway. Put the mask on anyway. I don't believe in no mask, but I'm just gonna put it on. But I don't believe everybody's lying.
Fussing,
They're lying.
fussing, fussing, fussing. Yes, that's
yeah.
how they. That's listen. The people so bad here. Now, listen, we don't have a mandate, but every business is to each his own as to how they want to mandate their business, right?
Mhm.
The people. This is the thing that gets me with people. If you see that they have a sign before you walk in the door that says masks are mandated, you cannot come into my business unless you're masked up. These people will walk in these people's businesses with no mask and then get mad and curse them out because they asked them to put the mask on.
Defiant.
It's like
Defiant.
don't
Yeah.
don't give them your business if you don't want to abide by their rules.
Hmm.
Like, what are we doing, people?
Yeah.
And
I've
I
seen
mean,
those
cursing
videos.
them out. Well, it's my right, and I don't have to. Da, 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 da. But it's their business. They have a right to say, I want you to mask up.
Hmm.
If
I've
you
seen
don't
those.
like
Yeah,
it, then don't go in there and give them your business. Simple as that. But you
Hmm.
don't have a right to walk in there and curse them out about their rules, their
Right.
business.
Right. See, that's the
exactly.
part. That's the part you can't tell them.
It's
And
that,
you know,
yeah, it's like that's the hypocrisy for me. It's like, oh my God, people really. And then the people that they fussing at is your cashiers, your counter people. They don't make the rules. The corporate office make the rule, but they're cursing these people out that that's just doing their jobs,
They just
and
have
then
to
and
try to
they're telling
enforce
them,
it.
"Ma'am, sir, it's not my rule. I just work here. I
Hmm.
don't give a flying blah blah blah." I mean, literally going off on
Hmm.
these people that just work there.
Yeah, they have a personal agenda.
exactly.
Hmm. They
That's
do.
Yeah,
They
crazy.
come in. It's where we at. You
yeah.
know.
Well, my mother, I tell you, my mother, she's a piece of work, man. I'm gonna tell you that. She is definitely a piece of work. She went to make her own mask. Well, I'm just gonna make my own because this ain't a real. So I don't believe mine is a real mask. Because I ain't wearing no mask. So she
What
would
did she
make her
make it
own
out of?
mask.
That's too
What
funny.
is
Lord, have mercy.
what did she
Out of
make it
the
out of?
thinnest, out of the thinnest material she could find.
That's funny.
She said,
That's funny, Mon.
I'm just gonna put it on for looks. Because I don't believe this. I don't believe in none of this mess. I'm just like, okay, people are
And
dying.
and
Your
this is
son had it. Your son had it, and your
yeah,
daughter-in-law had it.
yeah,
So come
exactly.
on.
Yeah.
How you
I
gonna say it's not real?
They so
I
bad
think.
here in Arizona. I'm telling I go to the open mic sometime just to get out. And I walk in there with my mask. Only time I take it off is when I'm drinking or eating something. And I'm sitting there and I'm away from people. I'm by myself or either I'm with my friend. And
Mhm.
and I get it. We're at a public place, but they do not respect your space, man. Like they
Mhm.
do not respect your space. They
Right.
will come up to you in your face like and be so close to you with no mask on. So that
Mhm.
forces me to keep my mask on the majority of the
Mhm.
time. And I'm literally putting my mask down, sipping my drink, pulling it back up, pulling my mask down, sipping my drink, pulling. That's how bad like people are just coming in your face and they're unprotected and no mask and they don't respect your space. That's the thing. It's like I literally had to tell a couple people, you mind backing up a little bit because they are coming into your personal space like that close.
Mm.
I mean, well, think about all the concert people are going to, and nobody has a mask on.
Right.
Well, well,
As if nothing is going on right now. They're
Yeah.
going to concerts. They're going to concerts. They're all
Mhm.
smashed up together. Nobody has a mask on. They
Right.
just recently had the Rose Parade out here. I know the masks were required, but I'm sure if you look at the footage, you see a lot
Mhm.
of people without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went to see Shaka a few months ago here, it was mandated, and even they, the people, they mandated for the card, and if you didn't have your card, saying that you were vaxxed, we had they had people set up with COVID testing right there. So we took the rapid test. It came back in 15 minutes, and if
Hmm.
if you were negative, you were good to go in there with your mask on, and if not, you turned out to be positive, they turned you away. You couldn't even get in, which I think is a good policy.
Well,
Yep.
you know what? They have these ones now. I saw advertised. I think you can get it at the Walgreens or at the convenience store or something where
Mhm.
you can do a test. It's a COVID test.
Rapid
Have you
test.
heard of that?
I've
Hmm.
seen them.
Yes, I've seen them too. Yeah.
Now, are those accurate or is this just something they're doing to make money?
I don't know. I haven't heard anybody that's experienced with them or anything of took it that way, but I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know.
They're probably
I don't
Well,
know.
because
reasonably accurate.
if you buy it and it says if you test positive, go to the doctor and let them test you, then what's the purpose? I don't
Right.
know. I don't
I
know.
will say this because when I caught it and I went 3 days after I got the symptoms, I tested negative now. So
Mm.
Oh
that
wow.
makes sense. And then I went back 2 days later and I tested positive.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
So
Got it.
that's probably why they still saying, even if you test, if you having any
If
type of
you
symptom and
okay,
you test
as it could be
negative,
a
to
false.
wait a couple of
Okay.
days and to get tested again. I think that's a
Okay.
smart move to do too.
Yeah, that makes sense though. That does make sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we're gonna move, like you say. I think attending physician disagrees, but I think we're about to move into an endemic stage with this,
Mhm.
but not before like what you was just talking about, Vaughn. It's with everybody out, just big groups and crowds and acting like
Yeah.
it's not here.
Yeah.
We're gonna, if you watch the news here in these
Mhm.
next 2 weeks, watch.
Yeah.
All people gonna be
Well,
talking about is Omicron for the next
I
couple of
tell
weeks.
you this, going to I'm hearing people from
Wow.
different states that's going to the grocery stores and their stuff is empty. Shelves are being
Are they
it's
buying
left
up all the
all
toilet paper
full.
again?
Listen, Linda, listen.
Wait a
I'm
minute. How
going
many
to
we
the
That
need
was a
toilet
funny.
stores,
paper?
the grocery stores, and certain aisles are like bare and
Uh-oh, we
very,
lost you for
yeah,
a
Wow.
second.
yeah.
There we
So
go. Yeah. But I think once we get past this hit, when everybody gonna get it, basically, not literally everybody, but so many people gonna get it, then I think we'll, in the next few months, infections. 'Cause it's just so
Mhm.
contagious. It's so.
yeah, because I know TJ Mosaic TJ with TJ Randolph, she sick. She says she thought she had it, but she don't. But man, she sound pretty bad. Yesterday I was on a live with watching a live with her on it, but it could be just the flu possibly, but
Mhm.
she exude all the symptoms of having it. So, but if
Well,
Mhm.
she's
it's just so strange because does the flu even exist? And does a
it does
common cold
still.
even exist now? Because this is all we hear about. Are the
I know, I
I'm like,
know.
is anybody catching the flu? Is anybody catching a regular cold, or is it just these variants? You know?
I've heard somebody say that the flu is still out too, but like attended physician is saying now, it look like they combining the flu with the
I
with
want to
the
Well,
look that
Rona.
up.
now
Mhm.
look, that's my mother's theory. Okay, she
Flu
said,
Rona.
oh,
Oh,
it's really the
it's
it's
really
really the
the
flu. Yeah, it's really the
well, I
flu, and they just write it down and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, mom, okay,
well, it's a virus just like it, so I think it's very similar. It's just a different name to it, a different strand. Like the flu
yeah,
has different strands as well. Remember the H1N1, and then this and that and
yeah,
the other. So,
yeah. We had all of those.
Mhm.
Gosh, so many different things that we were able to overcome. I saw the list of all of them, and they were all supposed to be deadly. I don't know if you guys saw that list
no.
of the different viruses that we've had
Mhm.
from
Oh
since
yeah,
I was a little kid,
yeah.
and all of these names, and we were able to get over all of them.
Mhm.
I don't think none was as devastating as the C-19, though.
Well,
You
my
know.
girlfriend has a friend. I know her through my girlfriend. Her brother just passed away. He's 38 years old in Baltimore. He had all the vaccine and the jabs, no underlying health condition. 38-year-old young man, and he just passed away from it.
Wow.
Mm,
C19?
good Lord Jesus.
C19?
Yes,
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
yep.
That's
He
a
was
rare case.
he owned his own barber shop, and I guess opening on your own barber shop and letting people in, and you
Mm,
when you giving shaves and haircuts, and
Yeah.
people are not masked up for that. So
Right, right, right.
you know
In a
mm.
barbershop, yeah, it's gonna be hard on the barbers
the
and
dentist,
the dentists and
because you
anybody
can't
that's
wear a
close
mask at the
quarters.
dentist.
Right.
Yeah, you got to take it off, and people are breathing down on you.
Mhm.
Well,
Bending over you,
I
breathe.
mean, hey, just like surgery, I've worked in the operating room and, hey, we do all wear masks though, in of course in the operating room, but at the same
Mhm.
time, you the mask is it's not 100 proof. People were still contracting it on my job,
Mm.
Yeah,
and even after the patient leaves the room, they had a certain way that they had to clean that room and prepare it. And you couldn't even go in that room for so many hours,
Mhm.
before you could even clean it. And
right.
so, these
Yeah,
were our ideas, but I don't know how effective they were because people were still getting, it's
Mhm.
yeah,
crazy, man.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
just hard to tell now because when you're in certain spaces where in certain situations where you have to take the mask off. I don't even know. Like I don't even know. I believe to some extent the mask helps, but
Mhm.
like how well do it really? Like that's my question. Like
Well,
how well do
the mask was originally, well, and it still is. The mask is really not to protect the individual. It's to prevent you know,
If
your
you get it from
fluids,
training. Mhm.
yeah, from floating around. So
Mhm.
it's
okay,
the mask that we wear is really to protect others.
Right.
And so when
okay,
they have one on,
Right.
it's in protection of us, you know,
gotcha. Mhm.
because all of the little droplets when you speak and when you speak and when you
Right.
cough, you know,
Mhm.
your mask catches those so that they're not airborne as much.
As much.
So the mask was actually for us to protect others. That's why
Mhm.
we wear it.
Right.
And a lot of
Primary.
people think it's a lot of people think wear the mask to protect yourself, and that's not the case.
Mhm.
It's
What's
to
the
for
limited?
you to protect other people
It's for you to protect, for other people to be protected from your
from
droplets
you.
that are coming out of your mouth.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Right.
Gotcha.
If you happen to get it.
I think, I was glad that I was able to pinpoint mine because it was just one period in time when I was not protected. When I first came off that stage from singing, and my
Mm.
friend walked up to me because I was still trying to catch my breath.
Mm.
And my friend walked up to me. I hadn't seen him in a while, and I had a 5-minute conversation with him, Frank. And I put my mask on after that conversation because I had caught my breath right. I get in my car, I go straight home. I don't go anywhere else 3 days later. And that's how come I could pinpoint
It hit
where
you.
I got mine from. I called him,
Mhm.
and
Mm,
he sure enough, he was sick. He had it. And I said, "You
wow.
gave it to me." So because a lot of people just don't know who gave it to him.
Right, because
That
it's so open
particular,
and around.
exactly, when you're around, like I knew he was the one
Mhm.
because
Wow.
that was the only time I didn't have my mask on when I talked to him.
Mhm.
So I knew then he had gave it to me. I was like, okay, I know who gave it to me because after I got home, I didn't go anywhere else. I was in the house working. 3 days later, my throat scratching. I'm like, what's going on? And
Mhm.
as soon as I called him, yeah, he was in a bed sick as a dog from it. And we both he gave me the Delta, so he had the Delta. And with the
Mm.
Delta, I don't know if a lot of people know, it came with digestive system discomfort, like
Mm.
diarrhea and
Mm,
all of that. And he told me he had diarrhea so bad he had to wear a grown folks diaper to bed because he
Oh
was
my gosh.
literally,
He
yeah.
didn't know if it
wow.
was gonna hit
And
him,
I was
yeah.
listen, I was so mad at him that he gave it to me. I told him, I don't care if you SHIT it all over yourself.
Tracy, funny.
He was like, don't say that to me. I'm like, I'm mad at you.
I know that's
Poor
right.
guy, he couldn't help it. He didn't know.
He's like, I'm sorry.
He didn't
I'm like,
know.
whatever. I don't care. SHIT all over yourself. I'm
He's
pissed.
silly. Well, be
Oh my
encouraged.
goodness.
I think that we're gonna go through this little part, and we know this isn't gonna last forever anyway. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's be
yeah,
as safe as we can.
be
absolutely.
as safe as you can.
Definitely have to still be safe. But the good thing about that I'm loving about working on this project, let's shift the subject back, is
Mhm.
that it's a direct and indirect way of being able to act. It's
Yes,
direct but indirectly. You know what I mean?
so
Mm-hmm.
positive.
Mm-hmm.
We are all coming together from across the country and merging our talents to produce something that is going to have an impact. And
Yes.
we're doing it all from, like you said, I'm doing it from Jacksonville, Florida. Vaughn is doing it from Pasadena, California,
I'm
and
in
you're doing it,
Arizona.
and you're in Arizona, and everybody else, New York,
Yes.
the
Wow.
DC area. That part is amazing and it's beautiful, and we can all do it and be safe. And it's not so, pandemic ain't stopping this from coming together right
Right.
here.
So for the table read, we just gonna all be on like a private
Yeah,
stream
I'm gonna
stream.
send it. I'm gonna
Okay,
send the
cool.
StreamYard link, and then we're gonna all just icon. We want nobody
Yep.
will be face,
Yep.
and we'll do our table read that way.
Okay.
That's gonna be so fun too. First table reads.
I
Vaughn, you in for some good
know.
stuff. A lot of first time experiences you're about to have. Table reads are always exciting.
Yeah, they are. They're really, really fun to do. I like the table reads because it's sort of like an introduction
Mhm.
again to everybody's cast and to the cast and to everybody that's whomever they're portraying.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
it's like they're
you
trying it on. They're trying their
yeah,
characters on for the
yeah,
first time, like shoes.
Yeah.
right.
So
And
now,
so it's
are the are
always
the are
cool.
the table reads going to be live, or
No, that's
are
the
we?
one thing.
Oh no, the
That's
table
Yeah,
just a
read.
private.
that's
We
the
can't give
only
that
thing.
away, Vaughn.
Right.
That's top
Oh,
secret,
okay.
Vaughn. Top
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah, that's the
Okay, I
only
see.
thing. I'm gonna keep everything else live, but the table reads, because they serve a purpose. We need to
Okay,
do the
got it.
table read so that I can record them, so I can send the read. I might even have to do a little bit of quick editing, so I can send the initial read. It's not official at all to Frank Cleveland, the maestro, so he can
Mhm.
know what he's hearing as he prepares the sound, the score for what we
Mm.
do on this following Saturday. So it's two purposes. Of course, to get everybody warmed up a little bit, you can ask me questions about the character as you begin to dive in and do your character study. But then it's also for me to be able to send that to Frank. So that
Oh,
part
Okay.
okay.
can't be live.
hmm The
Oh,
attending
okay,
physician
got it.
says she forgot to send her audio tape.
Mhm.
Next,
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to wait till the
next
next one.
open
Yeah,
there
cast.
you
you're gonna
go.
have to wait for the next one.
Wait for the next one. I feel confident there will be a next one. So just hang with us, attending physician.
Oh
Just
yeah,
hang with us. There will
Life
be
or
a
Death
next.
is going viral, baby. Yes,
I think
Oh
on day
yeah, I
one
believe
too.
it.
Wait till you guys see this opening.
it's
Oh
going
wow, I can
viral.
hate to see that.
Wait till you see
Yeah,
this.
that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm so excited. Like now, oh, the table
Okay,
is
so
is it going? We going through the full,
Just
the
the
whole.
episode.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
Because every time
Mhm.
I'll be sending you guys week by week the episode, we'll cover the full episode, and then you can ask questions from what you have in front of you.
Okay, cool, cool
Mhm.
beans.
Yeah. Well,
Ah,
thank y'all so much.
yes,
I,
you're
I
all
welcome.
right,
This
all
was
right,
fun.
okay.
appreciate y'all
Excited.
Yeah.
jumping in
We're ready
here.
for the ride. We're ready to jump in. We are team life or death all the way.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Yes,
are. Let's make it
yes,
happen.
yes.
Yes.
Let's
Ava
make it
is
happen.
ready. Ava is ready.
Yeah,
Ava,
and
you rock.
Clarence.
I've been bragging on all of y'all. I've been bragging on all y'all. I cannot
Clarence
wait.
is ready too.
Yes,
That's right.
absolutely. All right,
Attending
everybody. All
physician
right.
said, attending physician said, just write me a quick part. She could play a doctor in there. The doctor that's
Man, that would have been if I hadn't already created, the actual visual already, that would have been a perfect part. There's a part, there's a scene where, a physician of sorts, a sports physician kind of does a little quick thing with Caleb.
oh,
It's
with Caleb
already
in the
done.
leg. Oh wow.
Caleb in the leg,
That's
you
right.
remember.
Yeah.
There go
So,
Miss Adrian Nash.
oh, see,
Oh
Adrian,
yeah.
you gonna
You
pop
couldn't
in right
believe
when
when
we
I said hello to Adrian. You know that,
Adrian,
right?
Adrian, you do this all the time, Adrian. It's so funny. We be about to wrap it up. Adrian come
Mm.
in,
You
smiling,
already
saying,
know.
hey,
You
and look at
gotta
that.
say
Adrian done popped
hello.
up. Look at hello. Adrian done popped up.
Ah,
What's up,
what's going
Adrian?
on? What's going on, Adrian?
Adrian. What's going on? I hope you had a great new year.
Happy New Year,
Did you
Adrian.
enjoy your new year?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year.
How you
Yeah.
doing?
Are you in a lag?
I think she is.
Adrian, you got to come use this one. Don't use the YouTube one. You got to come in and use our mainstream. You on the YouTube stream because you lagging. I think. Are you lagging?
Can you hear us?
We want to say hey.
Are you muted? Unmute yourself.
I think she struggles streaming.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Now we can hear
Yes,
you.
now
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Oh
Happy
wait, what
New
is this
Year.
doing? Oh my
it's all
God, what is
good.
it
It's
doing?
good.
I don't
You
know. I
cool.
don't
You
know.
good.
I
You,
don't
you
know.
let the braids go. You good.
Wait,
Got
wait.
all that
Can
long
I do my
thick hair.
Medusa? I'll do a Medusa.
She got all
Okay.
that long thick hair. Look at
Hi,
Uh,
Frank.
What's happening?
I'm
How you?
batting my
no, I
eyelashes
see
at you.
I know. I see. I see. Adrian, love you.
What?
Love you.
Say it again, Frank. Say it
I
again.
love you, Adrian. Okay.
Oh,
oh,
you kind of sweet on you too,
oh,
Frank.
oh, look at them. She
Adrian
googly
just came
eyed.
here at
She
the
all
end to
googly
flirt.
eyed.
I told you. Wait. So you in Atlanta now? You in Georgia, Adrian? Or you
I
in
actually had to come back.
California?
I had to come back to Georgia to wrap some things up, close
Mhm.
down a safe deposit box, and all those odds and ends. So I'm in Georgia at the moment. Frank,
Look
I'm not too far away.
She know what Jacksonville is.
oh,
Oh, I'm focused on life or death right now.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so,
you know, Frank,
know,
it could be life or death.
boy, Adrian is something else. You
A
always
hot
have
mess,
me,
right?
trying to make me
Just a
blush
hot mess.
all online.
always have me smiling. I swear.
Trying to make me blush. Trying to make me blush.
So funny. Hey, OG Patrice.
What's up, Adrian?
Yo,
I like to
Adrian.
sound like, oh, Adrian.
I know, right?
How are you?
Making it do what it do, ma'am.
Girl, you back in Georgia?
Yes.
Oh,
The
goodness.
stinky A. I'm trying to exit as
Listen.
expeditiously as possible.
Listen, I heard it's really bad out there. TLA said it is like really bad out there with the virus, with the
Are
new
you talking about the Omarion or
Yes.
Mocrion or whatever you're on?
Right.
Marion.
Look, I know Omarion is like, wow.
Omicron.
Actually, you know what? He did
Look,
a little
wait,
video.
look,
He did
the
a
old
video
dirty
about
bastard, whatever, whoever it is. I don't know who it is. I don't
that.
know.
Look, Omarion did a video about that. Actually, he said, "No, I am Omarion. This is my
That's
name.
funny.
I'm not a
Don't call it the
virus."
Omarion virus.
Bless
Did he?
him.
Now that's a shame that he had to do a video saying,
He sure did. He sure
oh
did.
my
Did a
goodness.
video.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, so
but
it
TLA
is
was saying
running
it was
rampant
really
in Atlanta,
bad
right?
there. Yeah. In the ATL, he said it's really bad.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Oh,
you be
yeah, right.
careful. You be
Well,
Yes,
I'm
careful.
Absolutely.
I'm vaccinated. I'm actually going to be looking into getting a booster and soon.
Mhm.
hmm
Mhm.
Even from here while I'm here,
hmm
I stay masked up. I stay my
Mhm.
antiviral eating. I
hmm
stay out the streets. I don't
hmm
be breathing around a whole bunch of folks.
You
hmm
stay with that bone broth? You still with that
The
bone broth?
bone broth, trying to, keep it all.
Y'all funny.
Keep,
Y'all
look,
funny.
keep all my collagens together so I
Mhm.
can so I can snare me a nice man.
Mhm.
Oh,
Your skin looking clean, looking good.
okay. All
Mhm.
Yeah,
right. All
you're
right.
doing your thing.
All right now.
All
Well,
right
well, it's good to see you in the new year. I'll tell you, it's good to see a lot of people in the new year.
now. I know it is.
Yes, yes,
It
it
really
is.
is. So
Yes,
just
it is.
looking
Mhm.
forward to 2022
Oh, look
with
at the
bigger and
10
better
position.
things.
Oh, it's wrecking havoc in Georgia. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
The whole
yeah,
state. Hmm
yeah. Attendant physician is sick now.
Oh,
With it.
bless her.
Yeah.
Is she in
hmm
Georgia?
I think she in California. I'm not sure. I think she's in California. I think.
Okay.
But yeah, she was talking how bad it was in California too. 'Cause again,
hmm
my
Yeah,
girlfriend has it, and
yeah.
her
They're about
son,
to shut the
and they're
schools
both in
down.
California. And this is the second bout for her son. Her
Oh,
son just
wow.
getting over the Delta about 2 months ago, and now he has the Omarion. Now he got
Oh,
That's
oh,
Mariana.
funny. That's what we're
Omicron.
gonna
Let me
call it
stop.
that
I'm gonna
now.
stop because I like Omarion.
He
So let me
look.
stop.
He
Omicron.
gonna come after. He gonna come after you, Patrice. He gonna
Yeah,
come
no,
after you.
I don't want no smoke on Marion. I don't want no smoke. I love you.
Ah.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
but my mom
What's
Yeah.
said the
up?
numbers are going up in Illinois as well. So
Oh,
hmm
wow.
That's I'm trying to tell you. It's gonna hit the whole country. It's crazy. But once it's over, I'm keeping the positive side. This wave will pass, and once it passes, I think we're gonna be in the
yes,
clear for a while.
yeah. I hope it hurry up and pass, Frank. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Wait, as contagious as it is, I think you're gonna get your wish.
yeah,
It ain't gonna take
And
too
I
long.
look. I stay in the house other than going to the doctor because with the injury I sustained at work. I really don't go to many places. So,
mhm.
but I'm leery
Oh,
about
She's
attending
in,
leaving
yeah,
the
she's
window
in
physician.
crack.
Georgia. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all. You guys
Mhm.
be safe out there. Be
Yes.
careful. Get well soon,
hmm
and stay
Adrian,
healthy.
yeah, I'm gonna make Adrian catch the replay because you came in on the tail end right when we was
Okay,
signing
she
off.
replay, Frank,
hmm
just for you.
Oh, thank you. You can actually skip through. We all the pertinent info is there. The main takeaway is that we're really putting the word out that the first episode of Life or Death is going to be January the 29th, which is a Saturday at 8 p.m. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
mhm.
Make sure you spread the word for us,
Yep, just let
Adrian,
people know.
because I
All we
already know
need,
you're gonna support us. But yeah, please spread the word and
Absolutely.
yeah,
let people know about it. So I done shot out probably about 30 emails with the link and
nice.
everything to people. So yeah, I'm just hoping they
All
tune
we need
in.
is the attention. But
Yes,
I
that's
think
what we
once people
need.
see it, we
Yeah.
gonna hook.
Are you gonna do a promo for that date, Frank? Like
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
little like a little whatever you guys call it when you do it, little segment.
yeah. Because we talked about it. I just remember we mentioned about a shorter version of the trailer and everything. I
Okay,
just
yeah,
I just have to do it. I'm trying to get the meat first. I'm gonna get the edits where they need to be so that other people can work, and then I
got
can
it.
get to
Got
the
it.
promotion stuff. hmm
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Cool.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Sounds real good. I'm just ready to get at it. Oh, I didn't mention that I got a part for another play in Las Vegas, so I'll be doing
What?
that one in March.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
Congrats! I'm laughing
Thank
at a
you.
attendant position
I
here.
know, right? You want to get flued out. You want to get flued out?
I
Yeah, but
know.
I got another part in another play that's the same guy that I worked with on the last play in Las Vegas. So that's going to be in March as well. It's not
Oh,
a it's a main part, but it's not that much of a part. I'll be at the beginning of it and at the end. So
Mm.
I actually be performing. I actually be acting and singing. So he just sent me the music and stuff for that. So
Ooh,
yeah, and
fancy.
that's gonna be at
Nice.
the
Awesome.
one of the biggest libraries in Las Vegas, and they have a big beautiful theater in there. So it's
Oh,
gonna be actually live.
wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
You're
Thank you.
doing it.
I'm
Oh,
really
I'm
excited
so
about that.
glad for you, Patrice.
Thank you. And I told Frank, look, he may get us. Listen, I have to meet Frank, and if I don't, if it don't be in April, when at the end of April, for sure it'll be in April. But I'm
Mhm.
thinking I may be out to Florida next month, maybe.
Mhm.
So I'll make sure I'll get up with you
Yeah, we'll link
then.
up.
So yeah, for sure, because
Mhm.
I might have a business meeting out there soon for on another big project. So, and I'll tell you about that, Frank. Like, oh, listen, Frank, if this works out, I want to bring you in on it. That's how
Uh-oh.
big it is. So that's how
Okay.
big the connect is. So I want to have this conversation with you about it,
Awesome.
because I really want people to see you in a better light, like in a bigger light. And these people got it. They got it. So
Wow. Well, thank
Awesome.
you. And
oh,
Patrice out here doing big things and paving the way. Go ahead, Patrice.
absolutely. Listen, you're such a great talent, and that's all it need is the exposure. And with this
Opportunity.
project and the project I'm doing in Vegas, which
Mhm.
is the where I got discovered by these people when I did the last play. And I would just tell you, they are linked up with some really big people, and they like the work that I did. So I told them about the graphic. They know about it, but like I
Mhm.
want them to tune into it,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then we'll talk
And
about
watch your work.
you and your filmmaking.
Mhm.
Just bring it to, and they're down there where you are, so it's the
Mhm.
great connection to
Nice.
make. And yeah, you'll know the name when I tell you who these people are hooked up with. It's really really nice, Frank. So I would like
Well,
to bring you in on it for sure.
that's just motivation to make sure that we, cross every T, dot every
I
I,
know. That's
and
why I'm
we
hoping I
put
got
it out
at
there.
first I wasn't gonna tell you, but then it's like I'm gonna tell you, but we'll have a private conversation. But you
Mhm.
know how you don't want to expose everything because all the T's ain't
Yes.
crossed and the I's are dotted.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if I make it out there, then I want to have that. I definitely want to meet you in person. We must meet in person.
We're gonna make it happen, Patrice.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
All
I
right.
absolutely.
concur. Frank,
That's
we
right.
must meet in person.
Absolutely, Adrian.
Adrian's gonna be there. She's gonna be right there.
I know, right? Adrian gonna join in on a meeting.
Adrian
I,
has
I
been a
would
big supporter.
I would encourage you to invite me to Disney World, Frank.
Oh,
I'm
Mm.
gonna
okay.
focus. I hear you.
Wow. Okay, Disney
Listen,
World.
I hear
I would
you.
like to invite you to invite
Invite you
me to
to
Disney
Disney
World.
World in
You see how that
Orlando.
works?
Yes,
That wasn't
you
that
know.
what do you call that alpha female? Hey, I want to take you out. I would like to invite you to
To
invite
invite
me
me.
Right.
to Disney World.
It's open. See, that's the digital way of dropping the handkerchief.
Right.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah, that's the digital
Okay.
drop the handkerchief right
Oh, so
Okay, I
funny.
see. I see.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So Frank,
Mhm.
send me, what's today? Wednesday.
Yeah.
Send me a private stream yard via my email so we can so I can have that conversation with you.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
want what's the
Um
timing?
let's do um
Like sometime this week or
yeah, definitely this week, cuz
Mhm.
maybe Friday or Saturday. Kind of early cuz it's only going to be about 30 minutes.
Okay.
I just want to tell you about the project and who's connected, and how once I'm in the door, I see
Mhm.
that's what I want to do. Like once I'm in the door, I want to really bring some talent to people. Like I want to
Mhm.
be able to mention to these people, hey, have you heard about blah da 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 da, and
Right.
this is the work they done, and you already have a body of work
Yes.
that you've
Mhm.
done. So like, and you're right out there
Check it out.
at least to make the connection.
Mhm. See, you sound excited. I'm
You see how I
excited for you.
connected you with Miss
I'm
with Miss Michelle. Like I'm
yeah.
not playing out here in these streets.
No,
Like
you don't. That's what it's about too. It
Yeah.
really is
And
about.
that's what it's about. We really got to help each other. So
No, I appreciate you, Patrice. I'm playing it cool. I'm just gonna I'm gonna set up that
listen,
stream
you know
yard.
how it go now. You know how it goes. Set the stream yard up. I'll
Yeah,
have the conversation with you
yeah,
and
yeah.
let you know about what's going on. So at least your ears can be tuned into it. And then if everything come to fruition and I come out there,
Mhm,
via these people, then
mhm,
we need to meet up while I'm out there because it,
mhm,
it it's- it may be a possibility you can get to meet them there then while I'm out there. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So
Yes. That's what it's about. I'm gonna stay on the grind, and I'm gonna
drop
go
that
ahead and do
stream
these
y'all link
things.
in my email, okay? And
Okay.
then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Adrian, what you cheesing so hard about?
Yeah.
All
She's
right.
just all giddy eyed and
Showing
look
that
at her blushing.
those strong, healthy teeth.
Mm-hmm. She
Mm-hmm.
got a pretty smile,
Mm-hmm.
especially when she see
Thank
Frank
you.
and Vietnam eyes. Go ahead.
Frank puts a smile on her face.
Y'all
That's a
so
beautiful
funny.
thing. That's a beautiful thing
That
when
is a
somebody
beautiful
can make
thing.
you smile.
That is a beautiful thing.
We lack a lot of that type of love in the world. So I like that.
This is true.
It's a beautiful thing.
Quick
All right,
question
y'all. I
before,
got
yeah, I'm gonna
yeah,
get ready
because
to close this.
I got a date, but I got a dinner date. But anyway, what's up?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna close
And
it
I'm
out. Now I was
supposed to
just
be
gonna
on
ask
Okay.
Uncle
about this
Sue.
music because I've been playing it. Has it been underneath? Y'all been hearing it at all?
I hear it. I
I've
hear
been
it. But
I've
I
been
mean,
Okay.
hearing
it's not a
Okay, good.
distraction or anything.
Right,
it
it's just
goes
a
in and
nice
out at
little
times.
underneath.
It
Okay,
does go in and out at times.
okay, that's good to
But I
know.
do
Just
hear it. Yeah.
wondering how I want to move with that.
Okay.
So, all right. So now I'm getting. She stole my thunder. I'm
Oh
giving
my
you your
God!
shout.
You
Really?
stole my thunder. Yes.
Happy
Hey, girl.
You know
New
what?
Hey.
Year.
I don't have. You know what, Patrice? If you got to go, that's cool. Vaughn, if you got to go, that's cool. I'll just hang on. I'm not going. I'm not gonna run
You
off.
gonna hang out with them?
Adrian.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
I'm just
gotta
hang
get
out.
ready. So I will
Yeah.
And I'm
see
supposed to
y'all in
be
these YouTube
moderating for
streams
Uncle Sue. So
soon.
Uh-huh.
All
That's
all
right,
right,
cool.
guys.
Mr.
See
Frank.
you
Have
around,
a good night,
Adrian.
y'all.
All
Thank
See
right.
you.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Frank.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye
All right.
bye.
Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.
That's what's up. Adrian. So
I'm still
yeah.
here.
Yeah, we gonna hang out. I'm not gonna run, especially she stole my thunder came in also. Oh, well, I don't know
Come
if she
on up.
like
She stole
hello.
my thunder.
Right. I don't know if Thunder's gonna join us or not, but I know, right? Vaughn is the
She
voice
can.
of
She
YouTube.
can. I can say a few things to you, and then she can say it to you in French for me.
Oh, that's not that good. That could work too. That could work too. So what were you? Let's see. It's going on 8 o'clock now. So you were
Mhm.
basically doing some because you're in the same time zone as me, right? You're in Atlanta
Yes.
right now. Okay, so you were just basically chilling. You saw, jumped on these YouTube streets to see who's on live. That's how you came on
Well, I
the.
had you all on for about an hour, but I was working with a client back home.
Oh, mhm.
So I had to finish up my work.
Take care of business.
Business first.
Business
Business
first.
first. Right. So I had to finish up my work and then I jumped on and that's how that happened.
Okay, so you heard a lot of stuff. You already know. You probably picked up on a lot of the main points.
Actually, I had you on mute because I had to give my client
Oh,
my undivided attention.
that's right. That's right.
But I can catch the replay.
So it's not really a whole lot. Just right at the very beginning is just kind of letting people know that what's coming up next and really how I'm going to pivot this channel because, as you know from following the history of the channel, before I started focusing on life or death, I was doing the topical stuff here but now that like life or death, like I'm really really excited about it, and I feel like it's gonna hit with some real impact when it does, and because of that I'm gonna be able to use the momentum from that to now pivot kind of the main subjects that we cover over here to things that either are driven by what we see and what we react to from the story of life or death. But then in addition to that, really dive into the educational side, talking to people about, what it takes from the technical side of just filmmaking and making videos, in addition to the creative side, if we have people who really want to maybe do something like this, where you're working with actors, and what's involved in doing that. Let's see here. Let me read this out. Don't worry if you need to get going. I was just checking in on you and seeing if there's something I needed to get Melissa Jane to be here. So Melissa popped in, just so you know, Thunder. She was
I
here a
saw
little
her
bit
pop
early.
in when y'all were on mute.
Yep, she popped in, and also as a heads up, I will be appearing as a guest on Melissa Jane's show the week of the 29th. I believe it's like the 26th, 25th, 27th, something like that. So I think it's the 27th now that I think about it. So yeah, Melissa Jane definitely tapped in for a little bit and kind of gave us a shout. So yeah, Adrian, you spreading the word?
I'm spreading the word, Frank.
Okay. We need you to spread the word. Yeah. Let's see here. Thunder. Always try to keep out for the fam. Appreciate it. So for me, that's what it is. I was just explaining how I haven't, as you know, I haven't done a stream here in a minute on the main channel. And that's the reason why. Just focusing on life or death, getting all this editing done. And then I was explaining how I'm doing some other things. I teach as well. And I got 5 classes I'm prepping for next week.
Oh, wow.
5 classes this next semester. And
that's a full load.
Full load, 100. No joke about it. Actually, it's a little bit over that.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay. Well, look, it's good for business, Professor Frank.
And I don't mind. I don't mind the work either. So
now, your classes, are they more vocational in nature, or do you have your students writing papers, or how does that go?
Yeah, that's a good question. They are more vocational. There is an academic component, but almost all my classes are more vocational. My classes are single camera production, multi-camera production, advanced TV production, digital video editing, and narrative production. And there's a significant hands-on component with all those. I make sure that they are that they learn the fundamentals before we get hands-on. So that is the academic side. But you don't, with with what I teach, my subject matter, you cannot know it until you do it.
Of course.
You can't know it until you do it. So that's the vocational side. So it's a good question.
Nice.
Premiere is Saturday, January 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Attending position. Thunder's apologizing to you. Review her reaction on the
no worries. Oh, well, Frank doesn't know, but no worries. She stole my thunder.
We can't be mean to each other, Thunder. You're being mean to Adrian. Come on.
She wasn't mean. She was stern.
She was stern with you.
She was stern. So but sometimes stern is necessary.
It's
right,
cool
Professor? Come on, Professor.
Yeah, and what's cool is that we can. What I love about this is that whether or not how hard it was or not, that you have a personal conviction. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know what? I might have, coming back thinking about it, you replay it. Maybe I was a little whatever, blunt, stern, mean, whatever, and then coming back and having a heart to say, hey, you know what? I didn't mean.
I did not take it as it being like vitriolic in any way. Not at all. We're good, girl. Hugs, girl. Hugs.
Digital hugs. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's so
we're good.
And I love that. Even if it's just a few of us here on this channel, we see this kind of thing is what I just have to take the time to say I love it, because on these streets, as you know, it's so so quick to either get the wrong idea and then take it all the way left, and then even when maybe that you on your side may have not been like you did some wrong too, they don't care. They don't apologize, or they just act like it didn't happen, or they ignore you. That because it's so easy to do that because we don't know, we don't have physical relationships with each other. All this is digital. So it's so good to see that. Appreciate that you came on my channel and get the hugs in. I appreciate that. On Life or Death channel, yes. So have you subscribed to that attending position yet? Y'all good now. Y'all all good. That's what's up. So yeah, if you I think attending position may be, I think I saw you on the Life or Death channel. So yeah, and I'm trying to contain my excitement attending position, but I am very excited about the first show. Like I honestly think that the first episode, right from the jump, is going to get people's attention. I really do. So spread the word. I'm telling everybody, all you need to do, you don't even have to talk about how good you think it's going to be. And, oh, Frank is an Emmy Award winner. He's going to do, you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is just tell people, I think something's going down on Saturday, January 29th, 8 p.m. on the Life or Death channel. That's going to be worth your time. Just check it out. And then don't say nothing. After that, just let them come. So
I saw your Christmas video shout out, Frank. I'm probably not saying that very well.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the one.
I was like, oh,
something real quick. Merry Christmas.
Jesus is the reason for the season.
Yeah, because so many people. I mean, I don't know where your convictions are, Adrian, personally, but I Jesus for me is the reason for the season. I follow Jesus because I believe that the Bible is true. I believe it's full of truth, from beginning to end. And I want to meet the one who's the author of all this truth. Like, I don't find it to be full of fairy tales and all that. And I accept Christ at his word when he says that he's the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by him. That's one of those statements that you have to either accept or reject. It's unequivocal. You hot or cold on that one. And so I receive it. So for me, you heard me talk about it with Christmas. People is just slowly forgetting that's what it is, and instead it's about how much, getting gifts. Yeah. So thanks for that shout out. That gave me a chance to kind of talk about that a little bit.
So my convictions are this: keep it on the hush.
Mm-hmm.
I am a Christian, but I am not a church lady anymore.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a difference, the church, just religion for religion's sake, and kind of what happens. And it's such a sad commentary when we look at the reality that often, that church hurt exists.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of mean. It's sad to say, it's a lot of mean Christians out here. I don't think that's the dominant.
Like, I don't think that's what Jesus would do, old mean church lady. Stop that. Look, it's not nice to be mean, old mean church lady. I've actually said that.
Oh, wow.
It didn't go over well.
Did you say it like that too?
Yes. Just like that.
I can totally hear that too. I can totally hear you doing that. But it's cool that you just face that head on, because it can happen. And so those things can turn people off. Now, I'm not saying that, because I've been to some churches where, maybe, the vast majority of people aren't like that. But all it takes is one or two, or the right one, to kind of turn you off to the whole thing. And then there's some other things going on with church. When I say Christian, here's what I mean. I mean that I am a follower of Christ. And so there's some things that Christ asked us to do as it relates to the church that I want to get, that I'm not where I need to be on, or where I want to be on, that I'm going to get back to. And One of those things being to congregate with the fellow believers. There's something to that, but I hear you when you say, hey, I'm a Christian, but you're
I'm
not the
not a church lady anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
And I used to be the church lady with the hat that was cocked to the side, oh so fresh and so clean. Oh yeah.
Please definitely relax. This is for attending physician. Definitely get your rest. Get away from it.
Yes.
She's still fighting COVID, C-19. So definitely get your rest. I'll say another prayer. We pray, Father, that healing comes your way and that it comes through according to His timing, sooner than later, and just speedy recovery for you. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Drink your flu bomb, attending physician. Oh, she might not know that. I'll drop a recipe for a flu bomb in the comments.
There we go.
It'll work all that out.
Check the comments.
It'll work it all out.
Check the comments. All right, I'm going through now. Here, let's see. She's talking about stuff. She's probably talking about stuff talking about church. I'm sure she's talking about church here. Yep. Okay. So anything you want to talk about before I sign off?
I'm just chilling. Glad to see you, Frank. It's always a pleasure.
Glad to see you too, Adrian. Always a pleasure. And so, yeah, it looked like we might be good to go here. It's going on 8:00. This will give me a chance because I didn't intend to be. This has been a 2.5 hour live stream.
You've been on a while. Okay.
I thought I was going to be in here like a half hour, but the only thing I'm working on now is just the editing stuff. So I'm gonna take a little break, and then turn my attention back to getting some stuff done before I go to bed.
Are you and Jen going to be collabing anytime soon?
Well, I guess the short answer is no, because what I told Jen is that I really want to focus on Life or Death. What was happening was I just didn't have enough time to do what I needed to do at Life or Death and still keep up the kind of schedule that we were doing with objections. And so I didn't give her like a definite, pickup date or whatever. I just said I need to fall back until I can focus on this. And so I guess the answer is I don't know, but it's not looking like it right now just because of, how busy I'm being. Okay.
Well, I enjoyed the objections, just so you know.
It was a dope format. It was a great show. So we'll see kind of what happens. I got a lot of dope stuff coming though, so we'll see.
Pace yourself, sir. Pace yourself.
Yes, ma'am. I don't stop. I work too much.
Well, all right. Well, this has been fun just hanging out with you.
Thank you.
Just chilling.
Just chilling. Sometimes it's good just to do that, not have a format. Just
chilling
and connect.
What's she so much under talking about?
2 hours and a half. What you don't want to beat before the billions? 29 hours. Come on,
that was a lot.
Before the Billions is the master of these super long streams. I wonder when his next one's going to be.
That was a lot.
You have to be strategic. You never know. Maybe one day something like that, a marathon stream might be in the cards. But I'm doing something just different and requires a different, just a different way to go about it. I actually respect and appreciate and even admire like this grind that our fellow content creators are doing to get their watch hours and to get their subs. They are like on every day or every other day, and they're grinding and they're seeing results. We're seeing all the people we know getting their 1,000 subs, left and right now. But when I'm doing, you got to know your path. I know the path that I'm on, and I know, where that, or at least I have real faith in where it's going. So maybe one day I can do that, marathon stream, but not today.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. All right, good stuff. Well, don't be a stranger.
Not at all.
All right, y'all. You know how I do. I end every one of my shows with my outro. Type some nice things about me before we go. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, Adrian. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Later.